Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone around the world. Don't worry, I am not muted today. It's a new day. It's a new era. Finally not muted after, I believe, 3 days of being muted straight. What's going on around the world in the stock markets, cryptocurrency markets, commodities, etc.? There is a lot to go through today as per normal. I saw on stock twits, there's a few stocks that people are looking at, a little bit of hype through a few of those. GME, AMC, for all the bag holders out there, they are moving. They did hold a green day. We'll be talking about that. Let's say a big shout out to the community. We've got Jacob Croft, Dave G back again, Kevin N, Sapphire, JJ Crypto, Rob Schwartz, Laura T, Brian Stonks, Ketchup Blessed. I like that name. Good morning to you, Ketchup. Abe Sani, Toby Leong, Gravity Falls, Errol Loy, so many people coming through. Thanks so much. Yes, VIX is heading up. That's right, Shane. So what are the stories this morning, guys? Well, we have quite a few different things. We've got VIX, or Volatility Index, rising a little bit. You can see here 2470 on this particular VIX, a slight increase. Not much to write home about yet. However, at the same time, the futures have been dropping coming into the session. We've got S&P 500 hovering anywhere between 3866, 3884, definitely under the 3900 resistance zone that we did break through just barely yesterday. Nasdaq also coming down a little bit. And some of the strange things that happen is we've actually gone green on the DAX and Euro stocks. Okay, makes some sense. Nikkei down 1.29%. And there's mixture. There's a huge amount of mixture going on through all of this. Silver, 26.35. Now, that's on a very important trend line, and gold has been as low as 1704 and some recovery recently. US dollar is going to be the key. Dollar index, 91.20. I expect rising US dollar coming into non-farm payroll Friday. As we know, this is the exact same story that happened last month or in February at the start, where the non-farm payroll Friday, it was sitting at 98, 91.60, and then everything went bad for the dollar index. Will it hold up this time? We'll see. Chinese markets are down, says Pavel. Yes, so Shanghai Composite not doing so well. Heaps of things to go through. Where am I in Australia? I'm in Melbourne. Can you tell? I'm wearing a bit of a jacket. It's cold down here. Unfortunately, we are part of history, says David. We certainly are part of history. Not only have I got the mic on today, guys, but you're also part of history just generally, because this market is wild. Let's take a quick look here at GME and AMC in the pre-market. You'll notice that we're down a little bit, 3.36%, but something happened interestingly yesterday. Well, firstly, it closed right on I haven't even analyzed or done these yet, but look at this, 120, right around that 118, 120 is where it closed. Interesting fact, the first time it's held a green since the first initial short squeeze. So we saw some hype and anticipation. The first time it's held a green here on the daily. AMC on the right-hand side, let's switch that over to a daily. Pre-market 912, closed at a 918, still have 975 to deal with today if we can open above 9. But again, the first green since this second squeeze began. This is good news for people because sentiment is key when it comes to squeezes. And what do we know? If we're holding green, that means somebody had the diamond hands and the paper hands were slightly taken out. JJ Crypto said it's a little chilly. It's, yeah, not that warm down here. not in Melbourne, is it, JJ? We need the FX Revolution NFT, Rob Schwartz says. Oh, yeah, there's the coin things, yeah, where we can have art. Would you mind doing solo, Lorde Farquaad says? We'll see if we can. Lord Farquaad, I guess it is. Lorde. VIX, let's get started. 23.5. Not much to write home about. 0.73 up. I think the bigger thing here is probably the S&P 500. 38.86. It did move up yesterday. Remember, we had our little 15 minutes. Let's go into the 15-minute chart and just talk about these resistances and supports. This is the futures. So this is where the action is for now. 38.60, guys. Previous support, resistance, broke through on the open. Where was our expectation for the end of that day? It was going to be 3,900. It went higher. It went up to 39.14 and then came back down. I think the SPX closed somewhere around in here. But yeah, 3,900 was the key resistance that we thought it would get to during that point. Now today, we're in the middle of the nowhere zone. Where are we? we're trading 38.87. So we might have a movement up, 3,900 resistance, or a movement down, buying pressure at the 38.60. If I was a day trader, these are the 2 points that I'd be most interested in, and everything in between is literally not very easy to navigate, if you know what I mean. So SPX, S&P 500 in general, it's all about the 38.60. We break close underneath that. It'll trigger back down to that heavy support where the bears and the bulls will really fight it out at 3,800. And if we get above the 39, we could be moving towards the 39.30. And of course, past 39.30, we're moving up to the moon. Let's call it the 4,000 point. Volcano says, Tom, are you greedy right now? A little bit greedy in some sections. Yes, Volcano. Fear and greed index is 66. Donkin Dave says 80 degrees in South Miami Beach. Now, if we were using South centigrade, we'd be all dead, Donkin Dave. I know you're using Fahrenheit over there. Neo post earnings expected move. Well, let's actually have a quick look at Neo before we go into the other coins. Let's quickly go to Neo. So here's the Neo move, pre-market 47.19. We do now have some, I haven't actually read the results. I believe the results are out, so it mustn't be that great. 47.19. Tesla also, I believe, moving down in the pre-market when we take a look at that very, very soon. Neo's expected moves are between the $41.81, $40, where there's heavy support. And if you get through there, I'm kind of worried for Neo holders because there's just no support, no structure on the left-hand side. So that's the thing with these EV stocks. They've moved up heavily. They had great runs in them. They've reached the tippity top, let's call it, and now they're consolidating. And as long as they consolidate in this area, you're okay. But if they get underneath this area, oh, no. Let's not go down there. If you're a Neo holder, we don't want to be down there. Neo went down the after hours. Yep, that's right, Abe. So we are still looking at a pre-market 47.19. So after 5.16% down. Tesla 1.63% down. I probably think that a bit of that is sentiment driven from the trade. Now this data I believe is fake. I don't know why that's showing. I saw that before. See how it disappears? Trading view. We need to improve that data. I don't know whose this one is. This is from the Nasdaq. Did you see that, guys? It was the disappearing candle. Check this out. Go back to daily. What the? Now, that would have me worried. I saw that this morning. I was like, what is this? How'd that happen? I didn't know it went up that high. And then you go down to the 4 hour and it just disappears. Look. Ooh, it's like magic. So Tesla, yes, it's playing with fire right now. We've got the resistance at the 740. We've got the support down here through these lines. This will be the real fight this week. We get through the resistance. We've double bottomed. We're moving up and we're going to move up this distance here, this range. So you can do that yourself. And then if we move down and close underneath these lows, I'm kind of worried for EV stocks in general. If you trade other EV stocks, Tesla's almost like an index almost for them. If Tesla goes down, generally it will wreak havoc on all of them. If Tesla goes up, they all really do well off that. Blessed Hellride says, how does a stock go up or down based on such low volume during after hours pre-market trading, such as a stock that was previously moving based on hundreds of thousands of shares? Yeah, look, I mean, with the pre-market, it doesn't really matter so much about the volume because remember at this point, it's about a perception of what it's worth now. It's just really what do people think it's worth at that point in time. If the perception has changed, then people are just not willing to pay it. And in terms of the hidden kind of way that it works, I couldn't exactly break it down. But yeah, I mean, it's just like anything. It's what anyone's willing to pay during that time. The thing I'll say about pre-market and aftermarkets is they are heavily manipulated because of the low volume. We've seen AMC, GME come in very, very strong in the morning and then really fall off during that period. So you've got to be careful about AMC and GME. You've got to be careful about pre-markets. But in general, they come in around right. Like the futures contracts for the US 500 usually opens right on the number. Right on the number. BTC range 50K to 43K, says Icky. That's true. Yeah, BTC has been ranging quite a lot. Let's actually take a look at BTC now. Bitcoin, interesting zones. So 50K was reached yesterday. Let's go down to the 1 hour where I think most of the action is. Do you remember this candle over here, guys? The nasty shooting star. The nasty, nasty shooting star. That wasn't so good, was it? But we got through that. We closed above. Now, for me, this is actually all I need usually with these shooting stars. You've made a high, but you've closed higher than the low point. Pretty important zone. We've got here a Mr. Buff 08. Thanks so much. Welcome to the Diamond Hands community. Thank you very much, Mr. Buff 08. Yeah, you asked me to join in that one. Absolutely. Now, I think that, unfortunately, it looks like the Streamlabs has reset alerts again. So I'll fix this just before we get started and keep going through for BTC, because I can see that it's not working correctly. Let me just quickly fix this, guys. We'll load up the pre-market on AMC and GME, so you can just watch those for a second while I fix this. I don't know why it keeps doing this one. Okay. Alert box. Going to do two quick tests. All right, cool. Should be working now. Perfect. We're back in action. So thanks again to a new member here, Mr. Buff 08. Yes, you can just message me. You need to private message me in Discord, please, Mr. Buff. I know you won't get an email for that one because he's done it through YouTube. PLTR, Rocket. Yes, I know Rocket's on a lot of people's scales today. Rocket is there. Let's go back to that BTC firstly, though, because it's all about this 1 hour. Now, we broke through that trend line on the way down. We scroll through here, a series of lower highs. Everything was looking negative, and then all of a sudden, we got through and we started consolidating above this trend line. See how we consolidated there, created a flag, and had the next move. You'll notice these lengths are very similar. So we take this length, we extrapolate that length out. See how they're the same? See how they're the same, guys? That's always good. That means that the market is working very technically. See how the proofing works there? Length, flag, movement up, next length, and then it fails. That's okay, though, because we're using horizontal support resistance whenever possible on Bitcoin. Here's the resistance, 48,002. We got through there. We came back. We did a nice, beautiful retest, moved towards the 50, shorted off that zone, and then we came back down today and we put pressure on this. In the video today, I was talking about I wouldn't be surprised at all if it got back down to the 48. It did. It's not showing me on the 15-minute here enough really strong momentum. I'm relatively bullish. I mean, all the price action here is showing bullish movements. We've tested this. We've tested this. We've now made a lower high. If it comes down again here, I do not want to buy that zone just by itself. And I'll explain why. Let's zoom in here. Let's think about this price action. Because there are points in trading that you want to buy, and then there's points that you say, hell no, we're not buying that zone. We're not being stupid. Here is the first pullback, 48.26. That's a good zone. You wait for maybe an engulf, you wait for anything, you may even just pick it up because of the previous resistances on the left-hand side. The second pickup, that's fair enough because it made a new high. It made a new peak, it's come back down, it tested it. What would happen though is if it came down again here. What would that mean? Well, this is bad because all of a sudden we've gone from a peak to a lower peak to a lower high or lower peak to a lower peak again, and then we're putting pressure back on it without forming a new higher peak. Do you know what that means? That means sentiment is becoming bad for Bitcoin, and it's actually more likely to break through this zone. And guys, if that happens, we don't want to be nowhere near that because we're going to get owned, and no one likes to be owned. So in stocks, it's the same approach. Think about it logically. What is the market telling you? Here, it's just normal, first touch, whatever. Let's get in, let's buy. Here, it's coming down with a series of lower peaks. It's not great, but we can possibly buy it the second time. Third time, unlucky. We don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be getting involved in this. So Bitcoin comes back down here. I'd be waiting for more information. And my pick would be something like this. Moves back up, breaks past this peak, creates a little double bottom here. And at that point, the 49.2, I wouldn't just be confident that it's going back to 50,000. I would think it's cracking 50,000, and I'd be quite confident in my trade up to the 52,000 point. So there's a lot to go through there on Bitcoin. Hopefully that does make some sense to you. We've got another person joining the Stonk Squad. Thanks so much. Massimo DiCarlo. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Stonk Squad. And hopefully you enjoy the emoticons and all of that type of stuff. Thanks so much to the community as well. We've got heaps of people coming in here. I mean, we're already at 948 viewers pre-market here. 17 minutes in talking about the Bitcoins. We'll move to the ETH. And yes, I see you guys. I know that you want PLTR. I know you want Rocket. I saw Rocket. I know what's going on. We will check it out soon. But let's just we always do cryptos first. We do a little bit of stock market. We do some cryptos. And then we get stuck into the stocks, the pennies, all of those types of things. We'll be there very, very soon. Ethereum, another one that's doing okay right now. It is finding some strength. Now, Ethereum's interesting because when Ethereum 2.0 eventually does release, let's say throughout the 2021, 2022, we might be able to, and yes, I know the Kraken data. I fixed it over here, actually. So this particular one, well, that one's not fixed. I didn't fix it, guys. This Kraken data, it just keeps following me. Anyway, we'll ignore it for now. This is a great level, but that will hopefully fix the gas prices. And look, the people in the mining, the gas prices are clearly being manipulated by them. What I liked about Ethereum yesterday is that this zone here closed above. It was a nice daily close, and it came off a bullish hammer wick rejection of beautiful structure. We also need to remember that Ethereum has been beaten down a lot more percentage points than Bitcoin was at the same time. So I think Ethereum looks pretty strong. Today's been all about actually holding of Ethereum and holding of the old XRP. XRP's also held quite well. ADA's down a bit. That's because the move was just so aggressive on this particular crypto coin. It's coming back down. There's nothing wrong about it going back to this 1.16, 1.2 area. But if it does, we want wick rejections off that point with strong buying. And the reason we want that is because every other time it's gotten down recently, it's been met by buying demand, by momentum. So we need that momentum, guys, in ADA. We need that momentum in DOT, all of those types of cryptocurrencies. Donation coming in here from Sandollar77, $4. Thanks so much, Sandollar. Giving me a coffee for the day. Man, you must be one of the best members in the community, Sandollar, here every day. Thanks so much. B Diggs says, I got to go let the chickens out and walk the dog. Lol, see you, Tom. All right, B Diggs, enjoy doing that. You got the chickens in the backyard, dude. What's a great price to buy Apple, says Richard. We'll take a look at Apple. Up 5% yesterday. Expects a little bit of downward momentum into the pre-market here today before moving up, maybe. Quite a lot of other ones here. 1K people watching. Hit the damn like button. It's worth it. Share the love. Thanks so much there from Brian Stonks. All right, let's take a look at PLTR. I know you guys want that. So cryptocurrency, it's all about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the index effectively. Bitcoin breaks key resistance, key support. You can then think about what's going to happen on the altcoins. And always the altcoin will get generally beaten down more than Bitcoin unless the altcoin is incredibly strong in sentiment due to a news event. If there isn't a news event around it, all of the altcoins will get beaten down more than Bitcoin as people flood their money into that coin and, of course, try to hodl and stay safe as much as possible. PLTR before Rocket. Let's see what's going on here. 0.04 up, 24.82. A little bit disappointing yesterday. I know it was up yesterday, but 3.81% in a day where I was seeing some of my stocks up 5%, 6%. I know you guys might have been in Zoom. Did you see that report? Has me thinking about the other ones. Has me thinking about Snowflake. Has me thinking about Splunk. Definitely interesting points there on Zoom. I thought Zoom would have a good earnings. Now, I do not like it for the long term. I said that. But yesterday, anyone get Zoom? It was interesting. 24.82 here. Still hovering in the zone. I don't think there's anything wrong with this price or these prices in here. For me, I just draw a structure rectangle around this zone down to around 25 and the 22 kind of 50. And in this area, I expect recent or decent purchases. The volume is dying a little bit. The volume is off, and that's because these are hyped stocks. The one thing about retail community, we get bored easy, guys. We don't stay on things right for very long. I mean, today it's all going to be about RKT, RKT, RKT. I'm sure you're going to be typing it right now. Say, please buy that. Please check it out. But yeah, PLTR in the right area. It needs to hold up. You only really need to panic on this one if it gets underneath this and closes. Not underneath and wicks, underneath and closes the 22 kind of 50 area. That's where PLTR's danger zone really is. Thanks so much to the 1,087 people we've already got here for the pre-market. It's been amazing support again from the community. I just wanted to say we just hit 42,000 today, and I don't even know where we are right now. But the point is that I'm going to definitely chuck some money back into the channel. I have a plan for 50,000, a celebration. So if you're watching right now, you're not subscribed, you might want to be in the running for the celebration prize that will be 50,000 subs. I will be doing another prize. I haven't announced it yet, but it'll be coming. Elon tweets do nothing now, Sapphire H says. That's correct, Sapphire. So when Elon tweets Dogecoin or pictures of Dogecoin or whatever else, it won't do enough. It's become that thing where everyone now knows that it's going to do something and therefore it doesn't do it. Remember, in the stock market, you've got to be 2 steps ahead of everybody else. If possibly AMC and GME go bad, where might money go? It could go into weed stocks like last time. What happened? SPACs and weed stocks were the beneficiary. What's not going so well right now? SPACs are all over the place. Weed stocks have come right back down to their pre kind of hype highs, and GME and AMC are back in the squeeze for now. We've got the 914 pre-market and a 116.56 pre-market for GME. So if these fail, people usually revenge trade. That revenge trade goes somewhere else. And last time it was weed stocks, possibly again. Kevin N says Tom is going to invite everybody to his house for a celebration. I'm not sure about that, Kevin, but possibly, yeah. We can have a celebration on the stream for sure. It might be a little bit better than that. Better than coming to my place, believe me. I'd rather get some sweet coin or something, yeah? A little bit of sweet fiat, maybe? You can invest that fiat in something else. Everybody loves that. Okay, let's check out this rocket. I know I'm going to get asked about it. RKT, 9.88% up pre-market. Let's just quickly check out here. Market capitalization right now, $2.8 billion. This is the one that's on the stock tweets. And I got to say, hey, breaking an actually good level. Wow, guys, I'm impressed. You've finally shown me a technical that makes some sense on a crazy stock. I like it. All right, let's have a look at this one. You guys show me some bad stuff. You show me things with sometimes 2 months of data. Do not technically analyze 2 months of data. It doesn't work like that. It's like my cousin. He sent me something the other day. He goes, "What do you think of this, man? I'd never heard of this stock in my life." And I was like, "No, I don't know what that is, dude." He's like, "Oh, come on, you trade stocks." I said, "I don't know what you're trading. It's like worth like $10 million. Like I know that stock." He's like, "What do you think technically?" It was all over the place, guys. I had no trade volume, terrible. So let's look at Rocket now. 2670 on the open. What do we know about these types of trades? They love those little round numbers. See where all the big support buying was? All over that 20. It bounced down to 1860, but the 20 was the zone. Brian Stonk says, "Yes, thank you. Rocket to the moon." All right, Brian. That's what I'm saying. Made a lot of sense to me. What's this? Rocket has a ton of shorts on it. Could have a short squeeze today. Well, that's part of potentially what's going on here. But 2673 is a strong open. Where do we know resistance is? $30 for sure. If we take this range, always take it between the most logical body closes. We had body close here yesterday, 2430. We had 2430. We had 2430 around this point and just underneath. I'm going to take this range, treat it like a channel, because that's what it is. It's about a $10 range channel, and it proofs into a correct area. Now, if you're in this type of squeeze, and it's a bit gambly maybe, what are you going to do? Well, for me, I mean, I'd be like, that might be somewhere I want to kind of think about get out of jail free cards, possibly 29.93, 29.90, just underneath that 30 zone. There will be selling here if it gets reached. Now, I know I've been wrong a little bit on these SPACs. Sometimes they do this on me. And then they go to the moon. But the problem with the moonshot and where it goes through is you don't necessarily know how much further it's going to be. It's like a Riot. You know, I said $50 was a good target for that one, and it went up to 80 and went hyperactive. There's no problem with having a scale out solution when you're taking these incredible movement trades. You don't have to be all in all the time. The diamond hands may not hold through. So be careful of this one. Every time I see the rocket, I think of a crash, says Volcano. What do you mean? You see a rocket, you think of crashes? You're meant to be thinking of it going glorious. So rocket here breaking out. It looks like we're going to hold up. If we do hold 26.75, any close on a significant time frame above this zone, we should be moving towards hopefully that 30. Let's go to the 4 hour. So notice the 4 hour did close above 24.50 before. What about the 1 hour? Where'd the 1 hour close? Use the price action to tell yourself which particular time frame you need the close to occur for you to be interested in it. Now, we know with these ones, they're fast moving. So if you wanted to get into it, I guess you could, but then it would go to the 30 and that would be the target. You got to do your risk rewards and make sure it makes sense. We will be looking at this a few times, I have a feeling. Brian Stonk says we've got 8 more days before this rocket squeeze to play out, and the company threw a nice dividend payout on top of it. There we go. 7 days. Brian, you're giving us false information out there. Miles Jackson says, hey, Tom, AMD broke the 86 support resistance I spoke of yesterday. Nice daily candle. Looks promising, don't you think? All right, we'll look at AMD. We'll look at Apple. Don't worry. I see you, Milos. I know you want the Apple. We will look. This is looking promising, but I think we had this line here drawn up from a little while. 87. Let me just get this on the yellow. It all looks like double bottoms, yeah? So lots of quality stocks have a very similar pattern on them. Resistance up here. This is the 1 hour. Resistance up here. Supports down low. And we're coming to the critical point. It's like what I said with the S&P 500. We get past that 39.30. What's going to be happening? Every one of these double bottoms. The Tesla one. This one, every other stock that's got these type of same formations on it, it's all going to be closing above, and we can ignore this particular flash crash because that we know was an anomaly due to they were attacking ARK, they were attacking us, the retail trader, and they were pushing that stuff down. They were slaughtering us. It was nasty creatures in the morning for sure. Neo was down 15%, Tesla was down even more. But that was the anomaly. All the body closes happen around here. So this is the type of range that I'd be taking, and then I'd be proofing it in the market to see if it makes sense. And if you want to hold AMD, any price is maybe a good price to you. But yeah, this is the type of thing that you expect for it to then move up once it closes above the 87 is my area. Previous supports, a little bit of resistances over here at the 87 as well. That's the key zone that I'm looking at for AMD. Let's now check out Apple because I know so many people asked about it. Now, Apple was super strong yesterday. It actually closed above. So many conflicting signals. Usually in the market, there's not this much confliction. It all synergizes together a lot better. And this is what's having me kind of very difficult to make decisions on exactly what you want to do. Were there great bargains in hypergrowth stocks? Yes. I've talked about Net. I've talked about Square. I've talked about others before, D-Dog, all these other things. But here is the zone of resistance. It actually closed above on a 1 hour. That's actually bullish. Pre-market right now, it's a 0%, flat as attack, 127.80. Went as low as just above the 120, which is the correct zone for it to be buying off. 120, every $5 matters to the Apple stock. It might struggle around 130, and if it breaks through 130, then of course we go to the 135, we go to the 140, etc. This structure is correct though for a larger move up. The only thing that can kill this trade is sentiment. It is looking bullish right now. Look at this zone, guys. Absolutely. Support, 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 support. Resistance, yes. It's good. It would take the market sentiment to be bad to push Apple around. There's clearly buying pressure here. Kevin N says, I say buy Apple on a pullback today, maybe around 125. Well, 125 would put you a little bit lower, put you down back into this zone. It's potential. You've also got the 126-ish kind of area as well, or 126.50. All of those zones are going to be a struggle. How long are you going to hold Apple? Is it a trade or is it an investment? In an investment opportunity, you are getting a significant discount to where it was. If it's a trade, then it's also showing you bullish intention. So you've just got to think, how long do I want to be in this? And is this the type of price that I'm going to invest for 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, etc.? How is GME and AMC doing? They're doing pretty okay. 117 on the pre for GME. Don't despair. We're early days yet. More importantly, we saw AMC lead in the pre-market, and that's now only 0.44% down. I think you guys should be happy about the daily closes, though. Green daily shows sentiment is good. People weren't just paper handing it into the end of the day. They were saying, no, I believe, I like the stock. I'm not a cat. And I believe that it's going up, yeah? Is that what they were saying? Something like that. Thanks so much to the 1,400 viewers coming out already. Only half an hour into the stream today. We will be going through to the open for the US market. Have we done silver? Johnny So says, no, we haven't done silver just yet. We have not done it. Just had to check my phone there. I got a quick message. All right. Let's do our silver analysis. Bring this up. Silver is on... It's on the death knell. And look at this trend line. The trend line is under fire. This is Black Hawk down. It's not good. So every time it's gotten down to this zone, it has found buying pressure. It has found a level of wick purchasing, strong momentum, lots of hammers coming off this area. This is the first time that we have seen some form of weakness. Does it close underneath our trend line? That's bad, because I can tell you that's going to send silver into a little bit of a selling panic. It's just that key trend line, I believe, right now. Definitely down to the 25 if it closes underneath here. That's the type of thing I was thinking. If it can hold up today and the dollar index does some suffering like it is right now, 91.12, then silver could be good and it could move up again. We're looking for a bullish close, ideally a hammer coming off here as a signal that we can go re-long into the 28 resistance and then hopefully move on. So silver, it's all about today's close. I'm looking at the trend line. That's the one I'm watching. iTech or AY Tech, $4.99. Thanks so much. What do you think about NEO? We actually did NEO a little bit before, but I will check that out for you in just a few moments. Thanks so much for the donation, ATech. Bullish candle must be found for silver. Gold, little bit of buying coming through. Reached just above the 1,700 for the first time. We've trapped this one on the weekly. There's a few different things that we thought. One was the 1673 support resistance zone. The second thing is the trend line that goes through these last two lows. Let's go wick to wick. It all kind of correlates with here. Now, some people are going body like this. And if you go body like this, then you could say, oh, it stopped here. I don't like that. I like the wick. I like to line it up with the previous resistances and supports. Let's see if there's a bit of a fib through the whole thing as well. Let's take the Fibonacci of the whole move from the bottom to the top. That's how we draw it. It comes into the zone. It's just stopped at the 38.2 so far. But we know the 38.2 and the 50. This should be where old gold finds some kind of buying pressure. Dollar index is going to be very, very important for this and the sentiment moving forward. So be careful with gold right now. You're kind of catching a falling knife. I feel like if you're going to try to catch this, you could get in some serious danger. A close above this kind of candle would be bullish. I think that would push it back through because it's a wick. It's a bearish looking candle. Full sell-off after touching these previous supports. That was a great trade yesterday. Did anyone get in that one? We had that one during the trade session. I remember the 1 hour here. Yes. Look, shooting star in golf. Oh, that's a good trade. Yes, yes, yes. That's the type of one that I would take little pictures of and I'd have it on the wall saying that is a classic 1760, previous support, resistance, even the 4 hour showed a shooting star, and then we get that follow on little bit. I'd be getting all out over here. 1720, just bang, just goodbye. We're out of that one. Nice trading on gold, perfect level, great test case for support resistance, roll reversal with a candle confirmation after a very nice movement down, confirmation close, and then retest with the sell-off pressure coming through. I like that a lot. Let's check out NEO here. This was from ATEC. What is our thoughts here? 4.92% pre-market, 47.31. That puts us here. Okay. My thoughts are the earnings mustn't be as good as hoped for, I guess. You've got your $40 key support. I'm going to draw a little rectangle for you here. This rectangle goes through all of the buy pressures that we've had recently, and it starts around 44.70. So if we're going to open at 47.28, I'm not that concerned about it being down today. I'm only concerned if it goes into this little zone here and cannot move up. Okay, so it has to come down, and I want to see it moving up quickly with nice rejection wicks like before in the zone. That shows bullish momentum here on NEO. The only way you know you're back to the bull town is when you break through this resistance, and this price here for you is around 52. Then you're going to struggle at 55. A lot of selling pressure will happen through 55. I'd have that as a longer term. Oop, we need to have our drawing there. I'd have that as a longer term resistance level. So NEO's, it's in the middle of nowhere. I wouldn't be too concerned. 5% sucks, but you got 8.69% yesterday. So you can't cry about it too much. Hopefully you're in the right side of that. And even the 200 moving average here, the green line might be holding it up on the 4 hours. So bullish pressure off our little box down here is good. And anything under 40 is really, really bad. I do not want that on these type of EV stocks. You do not want to be underneath that zone. Massimo DiCarlo upgraded the membership to the Diamond Hands. Thanks so much, Massimo. Appreciate that. Make sure you message me. Thema All, $1.99. Can you check out ATNX? It dipped, and I'm thinking of a second buy. Ooh, ANTX. Okay, let's take a look at that one. I've got to use the Kraken data. I assume it's this one. Oh, it's been negative for a little while here. Let's get a lie of the land. Relatively new coin, it looks like, if this is it. AMC is on the move, Alex says. We'll take a look very, very soon. By the way, guys, I got a question for you. Of the community here, actually, I'm going to do a poll while I do this. I want you to answer me this. What are you here for? I need to know this. What are people wanting? Because I try to cover everything, and I like doing that because it keeps me passionate about everything. But what do you like about the stream? Let's have a look. Is it going to be TA of anything? Let me just quickly get this up. Okay, let's have a look here. Create the poll. I'm going to share this with you guys. I would like some feedback on this one. Let's get the share stream. Here we are. I'll post it in the room. Spam it up a little bit there. So that's just a exploratory mission for me to find out what everyone does like here, because I've taken the stream to TA mostly. I would talk about fundamentals as well. I talk about everything, but I would love to see what you guys like. Tips and tricks, David says. The room is in there. Day trading, fair enough. Here's the support. I see why you're trying to have another crack at this one. It's a fairly new coin. It looks like it was kind of hit instantly. It should have found way more buying pressure. I know there's some big percentages here, so I know what your aims are. Your aims are probably up here at the resistance, 0.00014884. But this support is good. Anything underneath this is really bad. It's the zone. I mean, you're right, it's the zone, but you are probably gambling a little bit here. Targets, this one, in the middle of the spread, and second target probably a 0.00014. Good luck with it. It's at the right area if this is the coin, but you need a little bit more. Yeah, I'm a bit scared for you because this should have had a mega run on it over the February point, and it just didn't. And I think that's because the coin is quite new and quite small in terms of being picked up. Well, you guys are just spamming in the room with all this stuff. That's excellent. Brian Stonks coming in with the donation here. $4.20. Thanks so much, Brian. Check out Unity U, my man. Need your expertise. All right, let's check out Unity. Now, just quickly, Unity U. Assume it's this one. Technology services. Let's go down here. Market capitalization's $30 billion, so a nice one. Just make sure, Brian, this is the one that you want. Yes, as I see, it's falling. Well, firstly, this is a sick setup for a short. Ooh. Hot dang, I like this one a lot. I want to see what happened on this day. Let me have a look here. 1 hour. Oh, yes. That's a beautiful short, man. I'll take your entire stock. Such a good support level. I like good TA. This is a very nice support getting cracked through. Now, what's next for it though? Looks like it's a relatively new one. It's come down to a good level. 100 is a psychological zone. It's finding some structure here. I probably load a little bit of volume on. Let's get the volume. I'll go to the straw poll in just a moment so we can have a look at the results. The volume is increasing, which is positive because the volume's increasing. Yeah, it's mostly holding prices like this green day. Nice volume coming through there. It's all good. I will do some proper volume analysis using more than just this very soon on the channel. I think you guys will enjoy that one. Let's go with the horizontal support. This is good. This is good. It's declined the correct amounts, gone over the movement. Even if you took a 174 down to 141, it's about correct the move. 20 moving average is quite far away as well, so you would expect it to pick back up onto that. 4 hour here, Brian. All right, we need to go even lower. We need to go 1 hour because I'm seeing an event that just happened. Okay, I don't think this is a trend line on the way down, but I would usually have a trend line drawn there if it's possible. I wouldn't here. It's not good enough. 20 moving average on this time frame, being the 1 hour, has been dynamic resistance. It's broken through that. Hasn't shown me enough to think the bottom's in. I'd be bringing down your resistance here to a 112, and I'd be saying you get through this, you close above, you get nice volume coming into that close on the daily, Brian, and movement after that is looking really good, man. They're really good. $10 in it. Big problems around previous support. 140, I'd be the hell out of this thing because it's just way too hard to get through there. You'd have to really believe in it. The first time it gets near this zone, it's going to find resistance. So it's an interesting one. It's basing out. There's volume there. Nice initial buying. Nice consideration. I would have preferred it comes down like this on this side. And then this was on this side. Now, if you had that, yes, I'd be way more keen because it's showing that the buyers are truly keen over on the right-hand side. AMC, all right, we'll look at it before we go to other donations. Pre-market 921 on AMC. This is up 0.33. GME also moving up 2.41%. Not as bad as it was before. Let's go to the straw poll. I'll vote. Bring this one on. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys voted this way. Thank God the community is where I'm at. Because I think I'm probably more passionate about talking about whatever's hot on the days and doing this. So TA, if anything, kind of won out here. Thanks for the 73 votes. Appreciate that this is what you like the most. And I understand why people like this one the most at the moment. But it won't always be that way. So this is really where I want to take the channel. TA, if anything, and a smattering of tips, tricks, and a bit of fundamentals. Appreciate the support there, guys. So GME 117.50, AMC 917. Brian, interesting one on the U. Good luck. Okay, let's continue. Pre-market 38.92 for the US 500. Looks like we might just test 3,900 on the pre-market. Tahil, Wythet, I believe it is. Welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much for joining us, Tail. Big shout out to you. Enjoy all of the things. I think we've got some others that I missed here. Thamer $1.99 says, lol, I said ATNX, not ANTX. Okay, ATNX. Thank God, Thamer. Thank you for redonating. I probably would have needed someone to message me here. Now this one. Oh, what happened here? Negative 54%. Ooh, that's bad. All right, let's get the lie of the land. That is really bad. Market cap 509 million. This must be one of the worst results. Surely, being in pharmaceuticals, it's something to do with one of their clinical trials didn't work. Look, it's back on support. It's opened low. Pre-market's 0.18 up. I couldn't suggest that you like this price. I couldn't suggest that this is a great re-entry point. It's just kind of like a zone. It could bounce here if you believe in it still. So you've got to decide whether you believe in the fundamentals. For something like this, I usually wait for it to create a structure. And when it creates a structure zone, then I get back into it after it breaks through. I don't mind not getting the perfect price. If you're worried about that, you could always say, well, maybe I enter a portion now, wait for structure for the rest of it, enter the second portion. Can't feel too bad then, yeah, no matter what happens. Because if it V-shapes, then yes, you would have missed out waiting for the structure, but you got some in. Good luck with this one, man. It's on the support. I see why you're looking at that zone. It makes sense it would go directly there as well after this bad announcement. But you must do the research into why this announcement happened and is it as bad as the price is making out, because certainly the market hates it a lot. Good luck on that one, Thamer. Just going back up here, I do believe I missed a couple of donations. Cold Steel, $5. What do you think of MP Materials and SunPower, SPWR? We'll do SunPower first because I think this one a few people do like in the room. SunPower, these are all incredible moves. They moved quickly. They went into what we call hyperextension. You guys were well aware of the hyperextension now. The easiest way to spot it, it's meandering up. It's doing the daily 20 thing. Nice uptrend. Then something happens and it moves from being daily 20 to another moving average and it goes crazy. It then hits a key resistance, blows off in what we call excess phase, and then it comes back down to earth. Look, I like where it's buying off. 30 was a great zone. Yesterday was nicely bullish. So you come down, nicely bullish, straight into resistance. Today, 1.65%, so slightly underneath these. A close above here signals everything we like about a recovery. It's breaking through previous support, which is resistance. We've got a trough, we've got a peak, we've got a higher trough. So we effectively have the lightning bolt. And as it closes through, we'll be getting through the 20 moving average as well, which we know it's respected on the other side. So I like the bullish side here if it can get through this resistance. And it's a big if. It has to do that. Next stop, $50. It is really that wide. Once it gets through this 50 and this 20, I could see 50. I could see 50 on this. Good luck, Cold Steel. Nick Callahor, thoughts on EBON crypto play, by the way. EBON. Okay, thank you very much for putting in that, which one we're looking at there. Crypto play. Is EBON the actual thing? Is it this? Nick, can you please tag me and just make sure it's that? We'll go back to Cold Steels. We also had MP. We'll make this one quick for you there, Cold Steel, so we can get ahead and move back into the market. 3% up, 9.92 yesterday. Looks like it's in a good uptrend. Technically, the trend is good. It went hyperextension, started doing its thing. A few days ago, 23rd, came down and tested. Nice bullish rejection candle here. Came straight up into the resistance. It's struggling to hold around this area. Do I like it at this area? Not necessarily. I find it could break out, but it's very patchy. It's up, down, and all around through this zone. I would just draw a resistance through the bodies, Look for a close, but I think instantly as soon as it gets to 50, it's going to have problems with the resistance. It's a tough trade. If you believe in it, the action looks good. Higher or low, like a low, a higher low. We're testing the resistance. If we close through above 47.62 pre-market, 50 is the target, and then 50 may act as resistance. It may come back down, test, and then move up. Good luck on this one. Cold steel. Nick, I'm waiting for your response. MH, $2.29. Please check VEGN. Plants and brand. Okay. Plants and brand. Never heard of it in my life. 1 month. Anyone know this one? Plants and brand. Fairly new. Package software. Support's been around the 0.154. It's come down after very large monthly rejections. Weekly here on support. See that bearish looking candle? See that? Nasty bearish candle. We close above the nasty bearish candle and we are bullish. We're bullish back into these highs. 0.875. Dollar acted as key resistance. Could be some nice moves. We need to get above that candle. Weekly evil bearish candle shows strength. Again, daily, same thing. So for me to go bullish here, just above that, I like getting the easy free money and the easier kind of point. So support, resistance, close above. Yes, I like. 0.75, I like. And then hopefully the dollar. It's not bad. It's right on support, right where it sits. Good luck there, MH. Turbo Lou, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thanks for joining. It's great to see so many people in the community joining up, supporting the channel. I do appreciate that. It helps me continue doing it. John S says SQQQ. I know I'm reading them backwards here, but okay, John S, thank you for the donation. So SQQQ, this is the ProShares Trust Ultra Pro Short. The Ultra Pro Short. 13.23. So we basically need the market, the triple Q, to go down for this to be good. It's just going to be the opposite really of the QQQ. We go through here, we break a resistance here, it's on. And I mean, it's on, like Donkey Kong at this point. We get through, we close above, and you're going to have some nice movements, 16, 18 potential. This will all line up with the NAS, etc. Where it is right now, it's fighting itself. It's at the support. It's at a point where you hope it turns around and it must come up now, which means, of course, the market must decline for you today. 0.23 up in the pre-market, 13.22, because the Nasdaq is falling. It's a key zone, key structure. Go to the 2 hour, 1 hour, it doesn't matter. You guys can see it. Lots of nothingness, and it's at critical as of yesterday's close, and it will be somewhere around in here as of today's open. So a movement up here is good, and a movement above 15 is very good. I'd said 15 all day on this. 15 all day on that one, John S. Sam Herman's $5 here. Odds for US 100, 500. Sam, do you ask me that every day? Odds today. We're going to test the 3,900, Sam. We could find resistance there. If we find resistance there, we go 38.60. I'm undecided about whether we're bullish or bearish because last time, after such a large run, we actually bared again. And there was so much trapping of the retail community. I'll tell you closer to the event. I won't forget you, Sam. Watch more. We'll be telling you closer to the pre-market. I have to make my decision for today, and it's going to be based on some price action. Okay, I think we've caught up here. And if we haven't, I do apologize. It looks like Laura T coming in with a donation, $5. TSNP humble reverse split. What the hell is going on? Oh, this is going to be a hard one for me without the news. So TSNP to Cero. What's going on with the pre-stock? So a hard split. Humble reverse. What's Humble doing? Maybe someone in the community can help us with this. So yesterday, 71.88%. And TSNP Oh, I'm not sure if I could tell you exactly what's going on here. I don't know the actual deal. And until I know the deal or what the split is, it's going to be hard. A split will always sort itself out, though. So I think, Laura, I really appreciate the donation, but it's one of these ones I can't answer on the screen, because if I answer on the screen, I'd have to go and find some further information. I'd have to go and read the reports and find out what's going on. It is on support. It has had a series of lower highs going on to this TSNP. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. This support must hold for you to get bullish back onto it. And I would like to see it get back above the dollar to find out some resistance or support. Sam Herman says $5 again. We'll keep asking as long as I'm short for moral support. No worries, Sam. It's going short, man. It's going short, Sam, okay? See these eyes? Short. Is that the moral support you need? We'll keep to watch it through. Laura T, I do not have an answer there. Cold Steel, $5. How does Tesla look? I need to load up my Discord because I think I'm missing a whole bunch of things here. Thanks, Dave, for keeping me. Dave, can you continue to keep me up here? Clem wants me to look at SEA. We might do that. Tesla, what's it looking like? AMC, what's it looking like? Guys will want to know. 920 pre-market, up 0.22%. Much better than when an hour ago. An hour ago, negative 4%. Now, up. Pre-market GME 117.55 will come back a lot. Tesla, the way that it looks, 0.08 in the pre-market, was down about 1.5% before, I think, with the Neo news. Double bottom is the way that we're playing this right now, with the resistance up here at the 1745-ish kind of zone. We get a close above that, the bulls are back. What's it also going to be doing? Getting through a 50 exponential moving average on a 2 hour. At the same point, it's going to double bottom. And all of this is looking great and glorious, but it has to do it first. And if it can't do it, guys, it can't get through this zone, I worry for Tesla. I worry for them. So a series of lower highs has been the story, really. Lower high, lower high, lower high. This could be a lower high. We get a new low. That's going to be negative, of course. Series of lower highs coming through. It's all critical. This is where we go hypergrowth stocks back into buy zones, or we go hypergrowth stocks back into shorts with opportunities again. It all happens pretty much today. I don't think, unless the US 500 does nothing all day, once it's past 39.30, you've got to think that it's going towards the 4,000. Graham Horton, $2. Thoughts on what? Let's have a quick look at what for you there, Graham. I assume it is this one. My thoughts here. Firstly, lie of the land. What's going on the monthly? Okay. Wow. What's the market cap? 208 million. Quite small. Quite small. It's the correct price action where it made a trough, a peak, a high trough, and broke through. That's good. Bit of paper hand selling here around 8, and I can see why. Weekly, $8. Yes, it was there. This point is here as well. All the resistances. Go to the daily. Some negative looking sentiment. Go to the 4 hour. Go to the 1 hour. I think we have to go with the 1 hour to find out what's going on here. Yeah. All right. I don't know. It's really tough. It's the correct zone, but I'm trying to figure out if there's some kind of correct entry point from a technical perspective. Probably isn't. It's kind of just at the right zone. It's not structuring up the way I'd like to see structure in a trade. It wouldn't give me the confidence either way. If you had more of a structure like this, like a channel that had been setting up for a while, at least on a 1 hour, then a break close above would give me a lot more confidence into the 6. I'll give you some key resistance points. 6 for sure. Probably around 7 to 750. It's going to struggle through that. And on where you need to be concerned, any lower than these 2 wicks. So any lower than 420 is a concerning point. I can't say more than that about what right now. Good luck. Thanks so much to the 1,800 people joining us here. We will be talking about AMC, GME, all of these. 920 pre-market AMC, pre-market GME is 117.11. BTC 48,700. It is a pretty key zone. If we put pressure on the 48.3, 48.2 area where we previously bought off all of this area here, I don't like this current price action sentiment. As a day trader, the way I look at this is it's making a series of lower highs on the 15-minute, and I'm not interested in buying this zone. And we explained that before. 15-minute chart's probably the one I'd be looking at with Bitcoin. And I would have it drawn down here, and I'd be saying, oh, I'm not going to buy even this zone because it's still a series of lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. All the way through. Neo to 60 by next week. Looks like 3x, someone says. Teleris says, fuck yeah, an Aussie. I can't even say that. They demonetize me. Damn it, Teleris. Why did you do that to me? Stupid YouTube demonetized me. They don't run the ads when you swear on this platform for some reason. Yeah, so lower highs coming through. 48,000 support. 48.4 also support. Lower highs. I don't like it for now. This made sense to buy. This made sense to buy. This does not make sense. I would be looking for break back up above for the 52.53. DraftKings going up more. Let's have a look at DraftKings. Very nice stock. Been doing very, very well. Beautiful earnings report. Look at it smash through our resistance. It was looking like it wanted to. There was some great buying there late in Feb. So during that crash party, 55, now 69. Ooh, it's nice. Previous resistances becoming support. Nice big bullish candle. Put pressure back on the previous resistance at the 64. Yesterday we cleared that zone. I tend to think that this stock has a tendency to run hard after a result and then come back down to earth. So I wouldn't again be surprised to maybe hit maybe a 70 or even a 75, and at some point get back in at previous resistances if you like this stock. There's a high chance this zone will be an area of interest. 64.52, resistance, support. I like that now that we've cleaned the zone, we've cleaned the area, and we had a good report. Brian Stonk says that demonetization is brutal, man. It is. You use a song, you use anything, it's taken out. Nathan C, $1 supporting the stream. Thank you very much, Nathan. Appreciate that. SOS pre-market plus 13%. We'll be looking at all of the pre-market very, very soon. Costco, Caitlin says, maybe we'll take a look at that. GME, T-Doc. Brady Nagel, yes. T-Doc. We like T-Doc. JC knows how to tilt me. Let's hear about FX Evolution. Let's hear about your favorite stock, Sundial. Trade, not own. Yeah, not own. No. You're investing in Sundial and you've got this investment mindset. You could be crazy. First Majestic Silver is actually moving, Tom W says. I'll check out AG. I've owned this stock a few times. 0.48. Had the squeeze on it the other day. We'll find weakness. Just look at silver price. Go back about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We went over it quite a lot. So let's have a look here at SOS. Pre-market. Closed yesterday 40% up. Now 13.75. This is a hype stock. And you know what happens with hype stocks, guys. You've got to be very, very careful. Actual market capitalization here. You know why you're in a party stock? Because it's 143 million. Look at the volume that came through yesterday on this 4-hour. Huge. Look at it on the daily. Wow. Back to the party times. These were the boom times, and the party was there. Now, how many party days were there? There was about 4 party days of extreme short squeezing. We go to the 4-hour. 758. I need a 1 hour to find anything in terms of technicals here. It's just so horrible. That's actually untechnical. It's just disgusting. Trend line was the only thing we had. We closed that yesterday. So yes, there's bullish intentions. Yes, $10 is going to act as a form of psychological levels. Yes, there's going to be some selling around this 8 as well, just because there was lots of structure there. But look at the gaps in this. It goes from 8 to 10. Actually went even higher, went up to 12. It's one ugly ass chart. SOS is purely based on feel more than anything else. Gut feel and intentions. Let's load up the Webull screener. Bring this on. Take a look at the pre-market as a whole. Big caps and, of course, the more gamblery stocks. Wolf Marbury says SNDL is the next Tesla, guys. You sure about that, Wolf? You sure about that? How much money would you put on Sundial? Would you put a house on Sundial there, Wolf? SEA plus 7.79%. Zoom, another stellar day, 7.24%. Reason why is it went up after market. The report was quite nice. Square, 4%. Back fully throttled on Square. Nice returns there. DocuSign, 2.39%. Teladoc up. Good. Bring it up. Bring it up. AutoZone, Roku, all of these moving through. Zillow also 1.18. CrowdStrike, it's good. I like CrowdStrike. And even Costco's up today. Things that are down, Moderna, Biogen. Looks like healthcare a little bit here. Splunk down 0.4. Interesting. In the watch list of the crazy stocks, what have we got going on? Let's get the green ones up here for a second. GameStop, Tilray, Palantir. GameStop down 2.28. Sundial 2.22 up. It's trading at 138. AMC 0.65. Actually green now at a 924. Very nice. Good to see that. COS, another one of the short squeezes, not doing so well. Oxygen, etc. Not the kind of hyperactive day we had yesterday yet. Still looking at what is this? Yeah, basically 2 hours away from the market open. Let's have a look at TDOC because a few people were mentioning it and I'm interested. Nick Callahor, eBon is eBang. Oh, thanks very much for donating again. $1.99. eBon is eBang International Holdings. I don't know the tag. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate the donation. I will look at that. So TDOC structure is really, really nasty. It was super inflated. You go to the daily. November, it was 170. It actually hasn't. It's back at prices. Remember, put this in perspective. TDOC is trading at July 20 prices. I'll repeat that. TDOC is trading at July 20 prices in the market. Now, if you believe in this kind of business and you're getting a tag of June, July 20, that's not bad compared to where it has been, which is that $307. Was it hyperactive? Yes. This run here was purely due to ARK, but also because everyone on Twitter is like, TDOC, 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 my pick for the year, the best pick in the world, everything like that. I like the technology. I think it's good. It was very overpriced here. This point should have acted as a better buy zone. You'll notice on that flash crash day, it came through, bad earnings, then beat down sentiment after that, which has left it down at this zone. It's hit the 200 simple moving average. That's been kind of a consolidation point on the daily here for TDOC. Scroll in. Nice bullish movement, followed by a bit of bear, and now we're sitting at a 1.84%. If this stock gets rolling again, then it could move up. But at this stage, it's just looking like it's consolidating after a very brutal stock collapse, basically. 280, 300 down to here. Lots of structure. Lots of more well thought out fair market valuations over here. So I like this zone a lot more than I like some zones on stocks right now. Let's go back up to that donation there that we got from Nick. I'll take your entire stock. eBang. So I think it was eBon. You were right. It just didn't come up when I typed it. 812 here for Nick. eBang. Well. $12 was the take, wasn't it? Not much data here. So it makes it very difficult. Been up and down all around. What's the market cap size here? I don't even have it. 1.75 up 15.65 yesterday. 4 hour. Closures through this zone. Interesting. So this 830, 825 area closes around there, structure, closes around there, wicks a few times through, wicked through again here, but closed underneath. So it actually opened here and then sold straight off. Opened here, sold straight off. Opened here, sold straight off. So what does that tell me about today? We're opening at 810. So we might go up to the 830, sell a little bit. But if we actually close above this, I don't care about these wicks. Who cares? The wicks just show us that there was lots of paper hands. But when you get a body close, the war is over. The bulls have won. They've pushed through that zone, guys. And that is a very interesting area. So 830, yes. Potentially up to the 10 or the 12 here. It's all about this zone. Watch the war through here on Ebon. And good luck, Nick. Good luck. Joe Anderson. Oop. Joe Anderson, $2. Please run Virgin Galactic Holdings. I actually haven't been asked about that one before. I usually, I do get asked. I just hide from SPCE. So got run up on hype. It's come back down. Previous resistance back in Feb 20. Previous support resistances back in 21. That's when it started to make its move. Everyone got crazy on space. I thought it was a little bit dumb because it's going to take a while for this to come through. 0.63 up today to 38.38. Is there a buy zone in here? Even a fib's not going to show you anything because you draw a fib from here to here and it's going to be well under the 61.8 by now. It's at the correct structure level. I don't think I'd buy it here unless you believe retail hype's going back into this. It's really a wait and see and set alerts and wait for structure, man, Joe. You need structure because it was a hyperactive move. Look in the past history. That's probably on my face right now. Let me pull this across. Look at the past history over here. It moved up heavily, went into a massive hyperextension as retail community got involved. You can tell the volume down the bottom here. The retail community was getting hyped and then it busted off. So this has a story of moving up with high volume, did it again here in July 20, and then busting down pretty hard after that point. I'm not bullish or bearish. I'm completely neutral at this price. I was very bearish up here. Now I'm neutral. I think it's more around the correct zone, and I would just be looking for structure there, Joe. Good luck with this one. SPCE. T-Doc missed hard, Brian Stonk said. Yeah, T-Doc missed hard. They've also got a strange cost problem. Like if you notice their administration cost was really, really high. Brian Jalid, $5. What's your thoughts on an option on PLTR 60-day option strike 28.30? Okay. So you taking a 28.30 bull call spread, I assume. Basically what a bull call spread will look like here is think of, I'm going to draw a range in here. Let me draw a range. You know I love the options. So we draw our range. Ideally, what you're doing is you're buying the bottom, you're selling away the top, and you're looking for the cheese in the $2 range. So basically, you want it to close above 30 or as close as possible. You can't make any more than 30, and you say risk $1,000 on this. You pay off maybe 3 or 4 to 1 over that 60-day period. Now, it's not a bad concept to look at PLTR this way from an options perspective with spreads. One of the ways I like to do things is the target is clearly going to be 30. We also know that PLTR is very, very fast. So when I'm doing an option spread with 60 days, what is the actual return going to be if the market comes in tomorrow, Brian, or it comes in the day after that? How much risk reward are you going to get back? Is it going to be 2 to 1? Is it going to be 3 to 1? Because remember, the closer to expiry, the more likely your spread is to be making you money. When it's so wide as well, you're not getting that much premium. So sometimes it's better to capture in the middle and then go for a really tight little movement and put a little bit of risk on it, because it's going to pay off the exact same way. So same risk, but you put it on a really tight area instead of putting it on a wide area. You're on the exact right, correct zone though for this play, which is the 28.30. There's nothing wrong with that. I think of spread a little bit differently to a lot of people, but this is the correct zone. Yes, Brian. Randall L, $5, just supporting the stream. Thanks so much, Randall. I do appreciate that. Bo BTC going to 43K again. Watch out. Well, if it gets under 48 again, I could see that, Bo. Check out GoPro. Do I really want to look at GoPro as a stock? Do I really want to do that, guys? Do we want to look at GoPro? The usual suspect says. All right, let me load it. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. This was a shock horror stock. Look at this. Ugh. No, that's a bad IPO. Comes in, everyone thinks it's glorious. Bad. Tell you what, my thought process on IPOs: don't buy things that make products. Buy software as a service. That's good. Buy scalability. The problem with GoPro is Sony comes out and they say, hey, we'll make one of those. Samsung says, we'll make one of those. What if Apple says, we'll make one of those? They stuff you over. It's like clothing. I've never understood why people buy these clothing stocks. You can get wrecked. You can get absolutely destroyed. This stock here is coming down very hard. It's formed a base though, and it has broken above the $8 or the 760-ish barrier. I don't like it. I wouldn't be looking at it myself, but it is showing some bullish intentions, and possibly back to the 10 makes some sense if you're looking for trades in there. I think you can do better. Back over to AMC. We've got a 918 pre-market. Pre-market for GME 118. Lucas says, thoughts on Apple these days? We did that a little while ago, Lucas. It was pretty good. The thoughts were good. SEA Limited. I said I would do this one. So let's have a look at SEA Limited. Is it... Which one is it? Klim wants you to have a look at SEA Limited. Bulling pre-market. Let me look at my FinTwit. I think it's this code. Is it this code for the Nasdaq? Or is it this one? Which one's bulling? That's bulling. Send all, please, Lewis says. All right, Lewis, we'll do it. GoPro is a free Robinhood stock. Well, I know why they give it to you, JC. Because it's kind of crap. Great. I love the product and it's good. But yeah, I don't buy products. I learned a while ago. It's like small brain thinking. Got the big brain and the small brain. What they call it, smooth brain or whatever. I just don't like buying products like that. Because you can just get taken out. The moat's just not that big when you've got big companies coming in. Look, this is completely busting through resistance. If this is the one, straight into previous resistance support. That's the problem. The move is so big in the pre-market that it's busted through 254 and then moved towards the first target of 270. It's done it very fast on SE. Reason for the bulling, do Ethereum, Joshua says. It's SE. Yeah, I've got SE. This one here. Thoughts on Rocket? We'll continue to do Rocket. Yeah, I liked RKT from a technical perspective. We had a channel pre-market now. Oh, look at this. What evil pre-market traders. Now 17% with the hype. At this stage, it looks like we're going to open at our target. We were about here before. Now we're at 28.49 in the pre-market. So I feel bad for people that want to get onto the bull train because 30 is the resistance. It's going to probably open right on there too. 28.50 now pre-market, 17.24% up. We took the range of the previous structure. I understand there's a squeeze potentially going on, but this target here, a lot of people will have that as a resistance point. GME is too volatile. People want to look at Sundial. The Sundial is coming back. 138 pre-market, up a little bit. Oh, okay. Yep. It's not good. It's nothingness. $1.60 was one of our targets a little while ago. It's got support through the 132. Looks like we're going to get a 135. Let's bring this up. Resistance. We did break through once before. Let's take a look at the daily. So when we did break through, we got an instant bullish hammer. Sundial traders don't want to be under this zone. No. No under this zone unless it goes like that and a full wick comes through. Wick buying here. Wick buying here. You do not want it underneath this zone. I will repeat, this stock is incredibly gamblery. If it does move up 160, if it goes down underneath this and closes, I'm not very comfortable with it not crashing a little bit. And it's been making a series of lower highs coming through as well. Rocket got a lot of hype now. It certainly does, Gotham. So Klim said about SE up 7%, now up a little bit more it seems. On earnings, just saw the number of free fires continues to be their cash cow that fund their business. So thanks very much there, Klim. Could work depending on the Robinhood's owner, Robinhood sentiment, yes. Well, US 500, let's look at the resistance. We just tipped in at the 3,900 resistance we've got drawn for the day. We expect to be here or we expect to be here. 3860 is going to be where the bears try to push it towards, and that's where the bulls will fight it back up. And for the bulls, they're pushing for the 3,900, trying to get above there. 3,930 is going to be the crack that you're waiting for the close of the day. Thanks so much to the 2,100 people coming through here. Can we get the likes up? Can we get the likes up? I'll play the intro, get everyone hyped at 12 o'clock if we get the likes over 600. So if you're watching the stream, you're enjoying it, smash that like button, comment in the room. It does help us out, and I do appreciate it greatly. Fish and Funk says, edit, Rocket dividend of $1.11 to be paid 23rd of the 3rd, so 23rd of March for shareholders that own it. It looks like on the 9th of the 3rd. Thanks very much there, Fish, and appreciate the information about the dividend. Manoj says, what's the tool that you use for drawing the arrows? Yeah, sure. It's called Epic Pen. So this is the one that I use. If you're a person that has a YouTube channel or you're interested, I think this is a pretty good program. You can hot swap your colors here and do all of that. You can even put a white screen on. That probably blinded a few people. Sorry about that. And then you can draw on everything. A lot of Neo questions. Paul Tilano, I did do Neo just before. Mountain Fortress says, like the damn video. Make it 6,000, guys, says Wolf. Thanks, guys. Opinion on OCGN. All right, let's have a look at OCGN. So we do expect some shorting to come through the futures here on the US 500. We'll come back through. AMC 918, nice green daily yesterday. 117 pre-market GME. I'm not too concerned about these. I think they're good levels. Very, very nice. The close as being green is good. So for people that are watching these stocks, that is the story of the day, really. BTC 48.8. I had a question about ETH before. Let's load up ETH, and then we'll keep going through everything else. So ETH, we're not using that Kraken data. Here we go. 15.61 on the monthly. We'll go to the daily. Nice daily close. Nice rejection. ETH 2.0 cannot come fast enough. I understand you can stake ETH 2.0, and if you stake it, you actually get paid pretty good money, but it's locked up. I think Coinbase and a few others offer that. Nice closure, showing strength. ETH got absolutely smashed. You look at this, put a measuring tape on it, basically. Look at that. Horrible. 37% decline top to bottom. 2,045 all the way down to a 1,300. I like this zone a lot, which is about a 32% decline around that 1,400 area. That to me was, that's good buying. Previous resistances, resistance becoming support. It did bounce off it. You'll notice even when Bitcoin made a new low, Ethereum barely kind of got down. So that's interesting to me as well. But this gas is too high, and Ethereum is going to struggle before the 2.0. We need the 2.0 right now. Jake Johnson, $4.99. Thanks so much, Jake, for supporting the stream. Do appreciate it, my man. People want Fastly. Let's look at Fastly. I like Fastly. Pre-market 75.65. Okay. Let me do a comparison here. So it's a lot more negative than some of its competitors. We've got Net over here, my preferred one. I like the structure and I do like the buying. Didn't quite like that, but certainly the first initial buyings were good. Fastly actually presents the opportunity right now, doesn't it? Is this the zone that you want to be interested in this stock? Let's go to a weekly. Back at June 2020. Had big runs on it. 130. Could 2x for you. Bad earnings, or like mediocre. Yeah, it's an interesting one if you're missing the boat on others. Probably want to read the fundamentals, go through that report. I didn't read it like really heavily, but I know that it was nowhere near as good as the others. But a 120 to a 70 discount and still trading at 76 on a 50 exponential moving average. Okay. We'll watch that one. I'll put that over there. Check out these treasury yields. Market is closed. 1.45% across the board. Just sitting there. Nothing to write home about. Of course, spiked in excess phase up to 160. Came down. The markets weren't as worried anymore. And now we're sitting right around the support and the resistance. Paul Tilano says, thanks, I found Neo at 47 seconds. Yeah, we did it again as well, Paul. Someone donated for it. Apple, quite a lot of you want to see that. We have done Apple already. It's actually the most bullish of the charts that we checked. So you go to a 2 hour here. Apple's actually already broken through the previous resistances on the downtrend. It's completely smashed or snapped off that little bit of a declining trend market. You can see it went through all there. First buy, retests, moves through. It's looking bullish. Pre-market here for Apple is 0.31 up. So if you like Apple, it's probably the right technical zone for it to be moving long. If you're bullish on the market in general, then it's the right market area. If you're bearish on the market, maybe you could wait. But yeah, pull back to the 126, 125, or even where it is right now. There's still room in here. 128 up to the 140, 145. It's going to struggle, I think, around 130. 135-ish with all the structure through that zone, 140. Every $5 for Apple, and especially those $10 increments, are important zones. But it's done the correct structure, and it did break high yesterday, which means the bullish sentiment is clearly there for Apple. 5% up day. Look at this. Go to FinViz, click on the technology sector and all of these heat maps. Oh, the green was crazy. Apple 5.38. That's a good day for Apple. Big stock, big movement. Berkshire Hathaway as well. 249. The old buff dog doing pretty good. 249 is very nice. I remember picking that one up quite a lot cheaper than that. Glorious. XRP, Jordan Barrow says, look, XRP's hovering in the right zone there, Jordan. Nothing wrong. Massimo DiCarlo says, rookie question, but where to get the best reports? Depend what you want. You would get the reports. Actually, I like Koifin. Koifin's pretty good for getting reports if you want them. And then you can also see the filings as well. Maybe some people in the community can share some of their other places, but I do like Koifin. Kieran Coleman says, Tom, you are the prize. All right, man. Thanks for your help, mate. No worries, Kieran. SQ, we'll look at SQ in a minute. I do like Square. XRP, Jordan says again. We'll look at XRP for you quickly. Resistance 3,900 for the market today. We expect to open somewhere around here. 12 o'clock, did we get to 600 likes? We did. So I promised you guys the intro. We'll do one initial hype. We'll get hyped. We'll get ready for the AMC GME crowd. This one's probably for you more than anyone else. 117 pre-market, 923. Let's have a quick look at the other crazy stocks. Tilray, trading at 25.67. Palantir 1.13% up. GameStop still down. Sundial 2.2. Let's get the intro cranking. And then we'll go and have a look at Square and others. All right, here we go. Whoa. Everything's breaking on me. Alright, so today, I hope everyone has whatever they need, whether it's down or up or whatever. I hope it goes your way. That Fastly has me interested at the point. Here we go, guys. Okay, a breath of fresh air for today for the crowd in the AMC GME community. 116.922. Remember yesterday it was all about this one on the right hand side before GME started coming through after the market. It's pre-market here, 0.54 up. US 100, 13,283 down a little bit. US 500 down 38.98. Testing the resistance. CRM. Yeah, CRM's another one that's really been beaten down. I don't think the earnings report was that bad. Straight on support. Worthwhile looking at. This is Salesforce. It's a good stock if you are thinking about the longer term, especially how much they really secure business. It's hard to compete with them. They've got now, of course, Slack in their suite. They're already worth, how much is this company worth? So $199 billion. But they do make quite a lot of money. They've been as high as 280 plus. That happened in August. You're getting a discount on them now back to the other earnings period, which is August 20. And even before the pandemic, they were trading at 195. So they're not actually up that much year on year. It's going to be one of those steady growths. It's going to be kind of like this. It'll be up and down all around. But if you take the cumulatives per year, it's probably going to be like a 10% or a 15%. If you're a bit more boring, possibly Salesforce is good. BTC price prediction for today. All right, let's have a look through BTC. We've done it a few times, but it's always interesting. It usually gets moving right about now. So price predictions, 50,000 was the previous resistance on the 1 hour. You'll see that. The bear side, I'm very keen on seeing the 48. If you get back down to the 48, I think it would actually break underneath, just based on the previous series of lower highs coming through. For the bulls to get back into control, all you really need to take out is this resistance here. 49.3. Once you take out that and you close above, you'll be making a new higher high. That gives us a bit of a lightning bolt here. Moves above this zone, back to 50,000. As soon as you get through 50,000, I think 52,000 comes in play. So I don't think there's any problem once you get past 50,000 to 52. Get through 52, 55. Downside, under 48,000, we return back down to the 45. And I think that might be a bit brutal for some traders, but that's just the truth. Underneath here, what historically has been happening, movements down to 45. So there's two ways to look at it, like every day. Break a close above here. It's just those key critical zones that you're looking at in the markets. We'll skip back over now to the other scene. Let's do that. Grind Time C44, $1.99. Thanks so much, Grind Time. Love your intro music. GME and AMC, I'm holding. Good luck, Grind Time. I wish you all the best today. Right now, at least it looks like you're getting half of that being in a green position for the open. Good news is daily closes were green. Rob Schwartz, $2.99. Not even sure what that is. It's like a crazy hippos tag thing. Thanks so much there, Rob. George says, where to put my $1,000 at open? You got to make your own decisions there, George. what we do on this channel is we show everyone how, and we do it as a community together. Some great free tools. We share them out. We talk about technicals, and we talk about how you can empower yourself to make better decisions in the market, whether that be medium, long term, or whether that be short term day trading. We do it all on the channel as much as we can. BTC looks like a head and shoulders setup. So what you're talking about there is, you know, here. I mean, say you get rid of the line. Go through there is what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I probably would just stick with the plan of if it gets through here, it's still going to be negative and we're going to move down. So I wouldn't so much consider that as a head and shoulders. If you go to like a daily or something and you're talking about the longer term, which is what I thought you would probably be talking about, this is where things get terrifying, because you go to a daily or maybe even 8-hour chart. Now you're starting to put in a position here of this 44 is so important for Bitcoin, because you close underneath. Let's say we create more structure here and we move down. Then you got your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder on a significant time frame with a very key support. You break through that. What's this thing predicting? Let's have a look. Ooh. I don't think you want this one. I mean, that's proofing back to a 30,000. And it does it quite easily. Look. I'm not BSing here. I've got the level. It's literally proofing down to a 30,000. Now, that's the terrifying look at crypto right now. Look at all of these moving averages all floating around each other. It's all critical, and it's all now. Sentiment must hold for Bitcoin. Can it do it? Jesse Blackburn, $2. What are your thoughts on OCDO.al? Daniel says thoughts on NVIDIA. We'll do that soon, Daniel. Thanks for tagging me there. OCDO. Cato Group. I'm assuming it's this one. I hope it is. Retail trade, internet retail. Back on support. So that's probably why you're looking at it. Look to the left-hand side to learn what happened last time. So that was probably either hype extension or an earnings report. This was maybe an earnings report, not so good. It did create structure. So I'd be looking for that again. Don't try to catch the falling knife on this one. Wait for the structure. Wait for the 20 moving average to find and catch up with it. Look at your volume and see if the volume's increasing into the break like it was here. Nice little increasingness. When it closed through, beautiful trade here for the bull side. 2800 for the resistance and 26 would be the key levels. And I'd be looking for structure on the right-hand side for this one, for the OCDO. Hopefully that is it. It looks pretty okay at this level, but that's a sharp decline, and that must be met by patience. Don't catch the falling knife whenever possible there, Jesse. NVIDIA. How's this looking? 554 in the middle of the range. Go to a 4-hour chart. Struggling up and down. I'm not bullish or bearish on it in this range. I think that, you know, you clearly have resistances that were formed before, and that's what's struggling through. Even the pre-market's not that great. 554.09. For me, NVIDIA, I want it down here again. I want some 510 action, some 505 action, and then I'm interested in NVIDIA. It is a very highly priced stock. Very highly priced, guys. So be careful with NVIDIA. I love it a lot, but I like it. I'm pretty comfortable with here, this 516, 515. I'm okay here. There is targets of 600 plus. If it breaks through, maybe closes above this zone, then you can start getting involved in it. That could be something you want to do. But yeah, NVIDIA, I prefer down the 515 market. Do not catch the falling knife, says Al Snappatan. That's true. We've all done it. How many of you guys out there have caught this falling knife and been burnt? I'll raise my hand. I've done it. I got owned. It's bad. It's bad. I lost some serious money doing that type of stuff. So I do implore you, wait for the structure whenever possible. It will 9 times out of 10 happen, or 8 times out of 10, you'll get the structure and you'll be able to pick it up. And just saving yourself one bad catching the falling knife can make a big difference to your account. Here's Square. With Square, all you do is just line up every $20. It's pretty much that easy. Take your 240, which is where we were yesterday. Pre-market's looking good. Then you take your 260. That's where you're going to have resistance. You take your 280, previous resistance. So I see Square like this. It's sitting at 250 right now. If it holds up, it moves towards the 260, finds some resistance selling, moves through the 260, moves up to 280, finds some resistance selling, and then it'll find resistance just before 300 if Square continues in the bullish run. Kevin says, yes, I've done that. The Gazul says, me. Dustin says, oh, he's just got a smiley face, so that can't be good. I'll take your entire stock. Look at RKT. We've done RKT a few times there, Joshua Taylor. If you go back through, you will see it. Upstate New York Rider, $4.99. DRI has been 5x plus since virus crash. Nice trend with many swing trades too. Thoughts now as we've moved above 2-year highs. Have a great evening. Thanks very much, Upstate. We've had you in the room donating quite a lot recently, and I do appreciate that. DRI, I hope it's this one. Looks like it is because you've got the swings in here. Go to the daily. Yep, it's been swinging okay back into the 50 exponential moving average. That was a great swing. Previous resistance is becoming support. I like that a lot. Nice structure in the smaller time frames. Little double bottom on the smaller ones breaks through. This one here pulls back to a 110. Previous supports over here. Little bit of conjecture. You can probably erase that a little bit, so that means it's even better. Now that we're at the 140, yes, I see your problem. It's already broken through once and then done the initial pullback to test the previous resistances. Now we're extending away from the 20 moving average, and soon we will be due probably for a bit of a pullback back to the 50. It may be 150 first. So I could see it meandering up to the 150, and then around the 150, you see the pullback to the 50 exponential moving average, and then hopefully that times in with maybe this area. So what price is that? 132 or even a 130. Yeah, I think there's possibly more here if the market sentiment continues to hold. And 150 seems like the target. Remember, 100 was a great level. Sorry, 110 was a great level. 100 was a great level. So it likes these round numbers. So I'm thinking 150 on DRI and then the pullback back to this 50 exponential. Good luck there, Upstate. PayPal, we'll take a look at that soon. Another donation coming in here from Fred's Electric, $2. Thank you very much, Fred's. ATNF on 3M Cup is created. What do you think? 3-minute ATNF. I don't even know if I've ever looked at a 3-minute chart there, Fred's. All right, let's see if we've got the 3-minute. Not sure. Not really, no. Let's just have a quick look at what I would be doing. 15-minute here. $5. Recent little bit of resistance. And then we have the support down here. This is only a 15-minute chart. I'll take your entire stock. I think regardless of your analysis there, this is a clear little bit of a resistance zone. In fact, it's becoming a multiple resistance zone with some nice little wick rejections. So 4.76 on the pre-market. Where does that put us? Just above. Nice. Resistance, 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 wicks. You close above the wicks. You fill to the next zone, which is $5. So there's a little day trade potential here for you. You've got your resistances. You've got your wicks. If you hold in the pre-market into the market, you close above here, then you have the possibility of getting towards the 5. Okay. All right. Well, that's all right. If you're on those small time frames, that's what I'm thinking. If you're talking about the top down, the monthly is pretty terrifying. What's the market cap of this? That's bad. 25 million. It's just the smallest one we've looked at, 25 million. So it's going to be very thin volume and you've got to be careful in it. I'm not sure why it went up, but that's a very small market cap. I still stick with the TA, but yeah. $5 previous resistances. Maybe we don't go back and retest those highs. Why did it go there? Go and do the analysis. It looks like it was maybe an earnings report. Big volume through December, January, and Feb. So it may not just be the retail market, but yeah, I would look at more information there on that one. 3 months, Fred's Electric says. Oh. Again, I don't think I'd look at it more as a cup with a handle backwards or something. I would just be saying, yes, there's a $5 resistance. Yes, if we close above the $5, you're starting to trigger into 6 and you're starting to trigger into the other ones, like we did on the 1 hour and the smaller time frame analysis. That's all I would have there, man. Fred's Electric. Thanks very much for the donation. 3 months, so you gave me another $2. Appreciate it, Fred. But yeah, I would just be looking at a similar way than we just broke it down. Again, my opinion. David Riley, POAI, appreciate ya. Thanks very much, David. Let's just quickly go over some pre-market stuff here. 921 pre-AMC. I know you're keen on that. 116.49. Let's have a look at the biggest stocks as well. Sundial now is leading the charge here. Cost down 5.91. BlackBerry also down a little bit. Was trading at 1083 though. That's better than the 10. Let's go to the screener. And the screener information here, 23 billion plus companies. Pre-market on the green. Zoom after the good earnings. SEA, SE is trading at 257. I think we had that one set to about 270 as the target. So it has come off a bit in the resistance. I'm sorry, in the pre-market. Square coming off down now, 3%, 248. Was up about 4 before, I believe. DocuSign 2, Teladoc now 2. Stronger than the 1.6% we saw before. And the negative side, a bunch of stocks that I don't usually look at too much. Splunk is down here at 0.87 down. What's the pre-market looking like for the US 500? 38.95 right now for that one. POAI, Predictive Oncology. Check the monthly. Wow, that's a shocker, isn't it? Really struggled. What's the book look like on this one? Is it just really bad cash flow or something else? Came off. Tried to get above this previous $2, $1.80 resistance. Just couldn't do it. It just couldn't do it. That zone there. No. On the right-hand side, though, we've hit 2 a few times. We've bounced down. I'm still not seeing anything I like. Gets a bit better here. 4 hours. 167 pre. High, low. Okay, so I like some of the price action down here. Previous resistance over on the left. I like these wick buys. Again, that means momentum. There's a lot of buyers around this $1.40 price, which makes sense because it was previous resistance. We get above the $1.70, and then you're moving back towards the $2 target and possibly the $2.20 target. So I think you fill above here. You get the participation phase in the markets. We move up to 2. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, I would like above 170, and you could be getting that even possibly today. All right. Thanks so much. Michael Hananan, $5. Thoughts on GRPN? Thanks again. Learned so much from your channel. Well, thank you very much, Michael. Appreciate that. GRPN. Old Groupon. Uniquely one of the worst IPOs I ever saw. Let's have a look here at the 1 month just to put it in perspective. Oh my goodness, Groupon. Look at it. Because of the share splits and stuff. Look where it started. Another one of those get in, get the hell out technologies, and then it just moves straight on down to Funky Town. So key resistance coming up here. You always need to do top-down analysis whenever you can, guys, and this is the reason why. If you don't know where the monthly is, you may not know the story behind the stock. You also may not know the bigger trend lines and things that are breaking through. That trend line isn't there. Let me just quickly draw it here. And things are looking bullish for the first time on Groupon in a long time. Did anyone accidentally get in this one? Hands up if you got in Groupon during the IPO. Hands up. Because if you did, it's a good story to tell of why I don't like usually buying stocks when they first come on the market. Here is the nice accumulation. Volume started to get big around September into August. All of that period, there was a lot of buying. It's now come up to the 58, which I expect to be resistance. I wouldn't be keen on it anymore because of how big a zone this was. See this? Support, 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 multi-level resistances and supports. When it closed through, it was resistance heaps of times. So instantly on the monthly, I'm not keen on this stock. Movement up was nice. Breakout was beautiful. It filled to the zone. The participations happened. There's the close above, the previous resistances. All of this made a lot of technical sense. Good volume coming through there as well on that day break. But I feel like it's over. You now close above this zone. You get above 60. You come back and retest it. Then we can move up to the 80 in the previous resistance. But for now, Groupon is a scary area. Sullivan Brown wants CSTR to be looked at. Let's have a quick look. Crypto Star Corp. Or is it this one? Capstar Financial Holdings. V. I don't have the V here, so I'm just going to assume it's this. Nice double, nice kind of structure into the resistance. I won't say much other than it's hit resistance and it's hit the take profit that I would have been setting for it in the trade. And I would have been in on this candle here, which is that first bullish or second bullish rejection. As soon as you get a new high, I would have structured it up. Probably 14 would have scaled out and 16 if that is the stock. D-Man, $5 coming in with a donation. Thank you very much, D-Man. First Quantum Minerals FM. First Quantum Minerals. Thank you very much for telling me that. Otherwise, I would have got the wrong one. What's happening here with First Quantum? So it's in minerals. Minerals are hot right now. That's why we saw that extension. You're back above 14, back above 11 highs. Maybe a little bit too fast, too quick. Came back to a 20 moving average on the weekly. We have a 2642. 2642 previous resistance becoming support. Okay. Yes. Let's go down to a daily on this one. 20 moving average. Busted down off 31 down to this zone. I'd like it to hold here. So I'd probably create a little box. Pre-market 27.94, which puts us right around that zone. Go to the 4 hour. Hovering there. Okay. Go to the 1 hour. Trying to buy up. It's not really a great TA area or anything. Maybe wait for some more structure. Wait for a break above that little bit. What is that? Let me get it for you. 28.50. Get through the moving averages. Get through these previous weeks. Shows buying intent. Back to the 30. And then hopefully back to your 31.50. I like this area. I just surprised it stopped here rather than going down to the 26.54. There could be a downward slide here or an upward slide, D-Man. Be careful around the area. Get through the wicks. Movement to 30 is due for you from a TA perspective. Nathan C coming in with 99 cents. Thanks so much, Nathan C. You've written down here thoughts on lots. I'll do this one quickly for you. Lots, car lots, retail trade, specialty stores. Never seen this chart for me. Let's have a look. Horizontal support, horizontal resistance. This is a 1 hour. Big trade through that. Let's go to the monthly, get an idea of what's going on here. Up, down, all around. That's terrifying. 1.13 billion market cap size. Looks really weird. If you want to go with bullish intentions and you're holding it long, if you clear that $11, you should be looking at your 12, maybe even like a 12.50. So that would be strong. I feel like you get a range here as well because it's basically trading within a channel. So you could take the channel distance, push it out. That proofs into the 12.90, 13 highs. So that's probably what I'd be targeting if you closed above here. Be careful of the resistance around the 1091 and good luck on this one. Sundial, will it go back up? Well, it's Robert Blockhorn. Well, the problem with Sundial is it's going to only, all these marijuana stocks probably won't start moving until GME and AMC short squeezes are potentially over. Where are they right now? They're here. When that happens, you may see the retail crowd move back into some SPACs and back into those marijuana stocks. I don't believe Sundial's next run will be as good because remember, they've listed shares, they've done those capital raises and all of those types of things. You got to be very, very careful about Sundial when compared to Tilray and compared to APHA. Let's have a look at Tilray. Tilray's little buy or little zone area that we've had with strong wick rejections has been in here. We had this drawn from yesterday. It did come back down after having a nice pre-market. We're trading 25.94, pre-market 1.49%. I could see it come back down here. And if another squeeze happens, it could be to 30. And if it gets through 30, we're talking about 35-ish, 34-ish on Tilray. APHA is very, very similar. Deanne says, Neo, where does it go from here? Sen's ramping. Let's have a look at Sen's. Is this Sensonics? 11.24%, 386. Market capitalization 1.29 billion. 386 here. All right. So we've got our $4 resistance. 386 should go into the 4. Probably a little bit higher. It's probably more like a 410. Draw it through the bodies. Let's go to the daily again. All right. That's not really even the resistance. This is a very hard chart to read. There's nothing really here because you go 4. Is it really a resistance? No. There's no body structures. Maybe around this area you had previous support, previous resistance. So I think that's probably the better one to have on your charts. Now you clear that level, guys. 388 pre. You clear this level. Yeah, you're going back to the 550 town. And that seems quite probable as well. Let's have a look here. Take that distance. I mean, it all proofs around it. A little bit underneath. I'd be watching the 433 for the bulls here on Sens. And the chart is impossible to read. It's probably more on hype alone than anything else. Thoughts on Fubo long term? Okay, so long term, hopefully you're talking about a few years. Fubo we have had on the charts. It did kind of get knocked around. It's now 1.61% up, was up 9.86 yesterday. It is a nice level that it's coming into, guys. So this is the zone. Previous resistances, supports, resistances. Key area 40.38, double bottom territory with some wick buying. Close above all these moving averages, the 20 and the 50. We're looking good for Fubo up to 45, then up to 50, and then up to 55. So there is some very nice movement as long as we can clear out this zone here, 40.38. We'll revisit that over the next couple of days, but I do think that that's the zone that I would have written on there. And if we clear it, it's very, very good. D-Man, $5. Thanks so much. Ivanhoe Mines, IVN. This is another one that's pretty new to me. Ivanhoe Mines. Weekly. We'll probably have to go back to the pre-market and actually have a look at the market and see what's going on. Yes, weekly 20 moving average is awesome here. Because you've seen it once, you've seen it twice. Pullbacks to the 20 moving average in the future on the bull run should be good buying support. Go to the daily. Just kind of made a new high. Nice little wick rejections off the previous resistance. I guess you would think that what happened previously in the highs. Made a new high, found structure, and sat there for a while before the next move. Possibly it hovers for a little while based on that. Then makes the next move. Could be going towards a 9. Do we have any? No, we're well above any other previous highs. So it's another one of these mineral companies. Whatever mineral they own and metals they own, look to the futures charts. That's probably what I'd be doing. Look to if they own copper, look at the copper charts. Brothers of Bale asked about the copper chart, so maybe we'll do that. If they own certain minerals other than that, then check out the mineral charts that they own. Do the analysis there to get an idea of what the next movement is. A lot of people don't do that with mining stocks, and they really, really should. Let's have a look at Dr. Copper. If you're not sure as well, you can't really type copper in to TradingView. Type copper like this, press enter, and then it will load up the futures. So if you can't find it initially, just type it in, press enter, and it will load up. So Dr. Copper has rejected a little bit here on the weekly. That was a negative sentiment for the first time in some time for copper. Now it's found some bullish pressure, and we're at 4114. If we close down here, 406, copper could be in for some trouble. And remember, copper is an early indicator for us in the stock market. If they don't call it Dr. Copper for nothing. During economic recoveries, it's the only time you even look at copper. It closes under here, like where the low was yesterday. And that's a good signal to say that the stock market is probably going to go lower, as that really opens and exposes a further pullback back into structure for this metal. Pretty important day here. Let's go to the 4 hour. Again, struggled at the resistance highs over here. If it starts to short off and weakens, I could see copper declining quite a lot, and that being the catalyst that could push the stock markets down. By the way, we're at a 38.93 pre-market here, down 0.34% on the S&P 500. US 100, 0.5% now. 0.5%, 13,250. Okay, nice. BTC, 49,000. So find a little bit of support. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting, guys. Copper closes here in the 4 hour, creates a shooting star, maybe some bearish action. D-Man, look at the minerals. The technical analysis of the minerals of the mines that you're buying. Ken McConaughey, $4.99. I'm still holding out for $40 in CCL. Bought in at $25.98. Carnival Corp. You are steel, Ken, because this is a very, very tough one to hold. Yes, I see what you're saying for $40. We did this on the channel. Previous structure is over here. And then you have some problems around the 30-ish zone as well. Look, I think it's going to take some time for 40 to get up. But if these vaccines continue to roll out, you're prepared to hold it for some time, and you believe the balance sheets look all right, I think it could be in the books. Previous resistances got broken out. We saw some bullish intentions here on CCL, and it's starting to make sense for it to show some signs of life. Not my favorite stock, but I see why you're looking at 40. Keep looking at the structure, and hopefully you get a break high in the next couple of weeks, if not next week. Keep in there, Ken, and good luck. Okay, AMC, GME, 918 on AMC, GME 117, pre-market again. What's going on today? What are the moving stories? We have Zoom video actually not holding as well as it was up about 9% before, now 6.68. SEA still holding decent. This has been all over the place. It was 257, now 6.84. Square 3.52, Teladoc Health 2, DocuSign 1.87. Roku 1.16. Let's load up Roku on the charts. Roku. Another similar pattern to the other ones. 4 hour double bottoms at resistance after the close. Looks like it's going to open right on these moving averages. Look at them kiss each other. The 20 and the 50, they're right there. They're doing this. Doing a bit of grinding, I guess you would say. And if they do hold dynamic resistance, which is what you usually expect. Roku might sell off. It's just this critical. This is the point. This is everything. The Bulls and the Bears. It's the final fight. If the Bears now win, then we go to the next fight between the Bulls and the Bears back down at these lows. If they win and they push through, then happy days, back to the 480. It's pretty much the go time for the market. A lot of requests coming in here. I try to do as many as I can, but as you know, it is difficult to do them all. What is the volume on AMC pre-high low? So the volume over here so far, let's have a look at the 1 hour. Compared to previous days, it's not looking that huge. Still early though, 12:37, so we've still got just underneath an hour now till the market does open. Thanks so much as well to the 2,000 viewers right now of the channel. If you've been enjoying the stream, give it a thumbs up, does help us out. Let's see if we can get to 1,000. Really do appreciate that. Subscribe as well if you like. TA on all markets. We cover commodities, stocks, cryptocurrencies, everything on this channel. And we really just go through the TA and break it down. This kind of TA should work on everything except for soft commodities. It works on Forex as well. But don't trade soft commodities. They're nasty. So the volume looks like it is not like that huge coming in. A lot lower than it was yesterday. Yesterday we were seeing a little bit of a tick up. It's kind of hard to see here, but there was a little bit of a tick up and it is down in the pre-market based on yesterday's one. The first hour will tell us what's going on. ADA, a few people want that. Fair enough. Let's have a look at ADA. Cardano, of course. We will use this contract down here. We'll go with the Bitphoenix. Why not? Let's go to the daily here. So Cardano has been pretty strong in all of this. A little bit of the hype moved off it. Now Cardano has news on it, I think, and that was what didn't it do? Is it a hard fork? Was that correct? Can you guys tell me in the room? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. The thing with coins is they run into a hype. They trade like retail community, and the retail community buys into hype and sells the fact a little bit. So Cardano might be in a bit of a holding pattern. Do I believe in it? Yes. Do I like the coin a lot? Yes, I do. But this zone here is the incoming area. So I think that we could go back down here. This is where we're going to find buying pressure, the 1.15. And all I really ask for Cardano to do is if it goes down here, try to give us a bullish hammer. Try to give us a bullish wicked candle. Nice wick buy levels, like has been previously, will show for us strength. And whenever you see a close like this, don't just go, oh yeah, it looks good. Buy, buy, buy. Tom says that's a bullish hammer. It looks good. Doesn't matter if it's red. You buy when it makes a new high. That's when we buy. The fork. Lululemon, Oliver Quinn says. I haven't even looked at Lululemon. Lulu. The Athletica. This has been in a declining market. We have it trapped between this from last time. You can see it's holding up pretty well. So we must have looked at it for somebody. Resistances and supports. It's a downward trading channel. It's on the support zone at the moment. So horizontal supports also interacting with this area. Notice the wicks. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Not looking so hot this time. Not looking so good. I would think this stock is overpriced and it is most likely going to come down a little bit here, but that channel is there. Where is the bottom? Potentially down here again. Back to the 288, back to the September, June prices for Lululemon. That recovery was severe and it's hard to maintain that type of growth in the industry that they're in. They're in footwear apparel. A Nike might come for them. Adidas. Other companies can get involved. It is not that high a moat for Lululemon. I know they've got good product, but for me, back down here and with slow gradual decline throughout the next couple of days in that channel. Check that one out on the daily time frame. Club Havana says ADA will go down to 60 cents. I think the problem for ADA is when Ethereum 2.0 comes out. I'd love to do a deep dive in that and actually get schooled a little bit on Ethereum 2.0. I'll be upskilling on my knowledge there because I'm very, very, very interested in Ethereum 2.0 and getting rid of this hideous gas fee and finally getting back to a much fairer, equal ratio between BTC ETH. Because you look at BTC versus ETH, guys. No. What is this? ETH BTC is horrible. Check out the monthly. Wow, that's bad. So ETH is incredibly undervalued compared to BTC, and a lot of it's got to do with this suppression due to the gas price. Do you guys think that the gas price will be fixed and that will be the catalyst for ETH? Let me know. Let me know in the chat right now. Stan-O says, let's get the likes to 1,000. Thanks so much, Stan. Ryan Koloski, $4.99. Hey, man, love the stream. Thank you very much, Ryan. What do you think of quad stock? We'll check that out. Quad stock. Quad graphics, I assume. Yesterday, up 9.82%. Monthly has been low. Oh, there's a bit of formation here, so we've got to trade volume on this. Instantly, when you're looking at consolidation, you need to bring your volume analysis in. Go to the weekly. All right. 2 rejection wicks off the 480. Finally cleaned it up. Struggled with the left-hand side. $6. Shooting star down, back down into this area. Let's have a look at how it's structuring. 1 day. Okay, it's not enough. Nice engulf, though, yesterday. Look, it's at the right zone, man. You've got the engulf. You've got the previous resistance. You've got the engulf. You had some weird volume spike here, probably an earnings report. The volume was mounting up as it broke through, which is good. You can see that volume mounting up through this zone, showing some, again, accumulation by bigger funds, by bigger investors. The engulf is no doubt. Movement up to 6 seems possible, and I don't mind it. If you're waiting for the end of a downtrend and the start of potentially another uptrend, this is the type of thing. A bottoming, a hideous amount of time spent in this zone, and this is what you actually don't want to be in. As a day trader, this is like suicide because this area here is a very, very bad zone to be in. Why do we want to be trading in here? Unless we're buying and selling and buying and selling, we recognize it as a ranging market. If you're looking for the big explosive trend breakouts, you wait for something like this to occur and then you take it in there. You get in and out in a few days onto the next one. That's the type of thing you want to be looking for. This can be a meh, we don't want to be so much in it. I like the zone and I like the engulf. Good luck. Ryan says, yes, it's pretty fixed. What are people's thoughts on that ETH process? Al Snapitan says, don't know enough to say about ETH. Club Havana says, gas price won't be fixed in the next months. It will take longer, probably 2022. I agree, Club Havana, it's a while away. ETH has me interested on the longer term when the 2.0 kind of comes through. I won't speak too much on gas price today. Fast Eddie says, obtain silver coinage and this will kill the criminal banks, and be prepared for hyperinflation and pensions worldwide be wipeout. So obviously a fan of the silver squeeze. PLTR, Reef. Okay, we'll look at a few of these. PLTR, Plantier. Let's go back to it. A very popular stock. Pre-market up 0.77. The actual stock market now 38.91, down 0.36%. It's in the zone. Somebody had a spread on it up here. They donated before. Thank you very much for the donation. This zone here was where they were spreading. And it's the correct area. 28 to 30, especially 30 is resistance. And the buy zones are all around down here. So if I was to almost move this little structural box, well, I just draw another one, I guess. If I was drawing my little structural box, I usually draw it up to where ARK purchased, which is right here, 24.53. And I draw it between this and this. Anywhere in this zone is okay buying for Palantir. You also know that there's wick rejections off in this box. And there's one here. So there's clearly some buying pressure in this stock as well. There's a lot going for it at this price. There's a lot less going for it here. And up here was maybe a little bit ridiculous. look to things like stock tweets, look to hype trains a little bit. It is kind of important. Let me have a look what's going on stock tweets today. Let's go look at the rankings together here. Trending stocks. What have we got? We've got RKT, no surprise. You guys have been asking about that all day. Channel into 30 for RKT. Trading currently at a 27.98, so it's kind of almost complete. The fun is over. Neo, we've been talking about that a lot. Zoom, we need to look at that from a TA perspective. SEA Limited, another one that's been asked about, and the rest. I like also going to most active, and AMC, GME, of course, there. That's why a lot of you guys are here on the stream tonight. Ocugen, RKT, CCIV, SPY, etc. So all of these stocks, this is what everyone in Reddit, in Wall Street Bets, in stock tweets are looking at. Easiest way to do it, just look here and just go bang. So easy, stocktweets.com. Not affiliated with them, but I think it's very cool. AMC, we are pre-marketing, or we're kind of open on this market here. We got a 9.17. GME, we've got a 117. GILT for ARCX. Nestor Font says GILT. Satellite network stock. Is this one in ARCX already? It's right back on the support after having a hyperactive move. Yeah, it's at the right zone, man. GLRT. ABNB. Yes. Poor Airbnb. Beaten down yesterday. 5%-ish. Yeah, 5%. So look, it's moved to the 213 pretty high. It's come back down and it's found this 180 support. And now we're in 200. You would think that's going to be a key zone. I don't believe it is. From a TA perspective, the 180 has been buying. And the 213, 215 has been selling. So whenever you're in the middle of the zone, it doesn't interest me as a buyer or a seller. I'm just kind of like neutral on it. And then I set alerts down the low and I set alerts up the high. Thanks again to the 2,000 people that are viewing right now. If you've been enjoying the stream, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see if we can get towards 50,000 on the channel. That would be a huge accomplishment, more than I ever expected to get to. And then, of course, the road to 100,000 and some really special things occur. Lara said, what does all these letters mean? I'm not sure which letters you're talking about there, Lara. Dar says, need crypto to be used as easily as fiat with cards, etc., to get the takeoff of the mainstream. Yeah, look, with crypto, the thing is, it's really about if you can get the cards. Let's say it was accepted by MasterCard and Visa, and right now the way that those cards work is they're just all fiat. So they're basically all fiat, and you get like bonuses in cryptocurrency, like a bit of Bitcoin, a bit of stuff. I think that's a good start. But until you can actually spend the crypto on the cards loaded, and that becomes more apparent, yes, you won't have them dealing that much. Miles Way Jackson says, Tom, I know you work with horizontal support resistance levels more, but do you not consider other trend lines support resistance as much? BTC is bouncing off trend lines going back to late Jan. Would you come into your TA at all? Okay, so you go to BTC, go to weekly. Now, when you say it's bouncing off trend lines, what trend line are we talking about? Let's say we go a daily. Where are they drawing these trend lines? I'll do this as a little bit of a, you're not going to be able to draw trend lines there. You could draw a trend line through these two lows, but you could always draw this trend line. It's not 3 lows, it's only 2 lows. So you could just say, yeah, I've got a trend line here. Yeah, I mean, sure. But you could always draw that. Now, where I hate people drawing trend lines, and it's wrong, and it doesn't work, and you're being crazy, is where you draw like this. And you say, see guys, look at what I found. Resistance, 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 resistance. It doesn't work like that. Like, you can say that, but over the longer term, you will get in so much trouble using this type of trend line. Look for ones that are clear to you. You've got to think, would a hedge fund invest lots of money based on this trend line? Resistance, 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 support, resistance? Maybe. It's okay. This one's okay. But some people draw insane trend lines. Be very, very careful. They're incredibly subjective. With TA, because it's subjective, take the subjectivity out of it as much as possible, and you'll have a lot more success. You want to try to basically reduce your mistakes, because you're going to make a lot of mistakes, not just with your psychology, but everything else. So I'm not sure where the trend line's coming from, but when you start drawing lines through price, like say you drew this one and you went, yeah, I got that one drawn. So you've got the support, support, resistance. It'll look like you're correct. Support, support. Say you had that trend line. It's not good. Don't do it. It will get you in a lot of trouble longer term. Lara, don't worry. We're all learning. I learn every day. Never think of yourself as dumb. Never think of yourself as not being able to do something. Everyone can do this. Everyone can improve themselves. I literally learn every day something new. And when you stop learning, that's when you know you've failed. And you'll get owned by the market, and nasty Wall Street will come in there and beat you up. Because when you stop learning, it's over. You've got to remain humble as much. I met this guy who was worth like millions of dollars. And was pretty young, and I already look relatively young for my age to a degree. Got a bit of the wrinkles from Wall Street, though. But when it comes to what he said to me, I was like 18, 19. And he said to me, he actually took my opinion on board, and he listened to me. And by doing that, he taught me a valuable lesson. That is, you want to stay as humble as you can be. And the market also kicked my ass after that. And I realized that, yes, that's so true. You have to try to take everyone's opinion on board. You may disagree with it. And then can you learn from that experience? That's a bit of my philosophy. It sounds maybe lame, but that's what I think about. Kara Marga, $4.99. Thanks for helping us. TRCH, please. No worries there, Kara. Thank you very much for the donation. This is Torchlight. Done this one a few times. 4.33% up pre-market to 265. Closed yesterday to 254. So firstly, we need to understand where this stock comes from. Got a very crazy breakout on it to the 477. This would have been the kind of zone that I would have targeted around that 5. I probably would have had like a 480 take. So, oh, okay. I would have gotten out just. I would have got really lucky there. But yeah, look, that's why it stopped there. It sold off like every other stock did through that February point. This is worth $362 million. Very good. Horizontal resistance is nice here. You've also got some resistance through the 245. So let's go to the daily. Okay. Buying rejection off that flash cash day in February. That's good, but it's continued to weaken after that. Let's go to the 4 hour. Continued to weaken a little bit. Go to the 1 hour because we're trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Okay. I feel like it's just still finding... It's trying to hold out above. This is the first day the pre-market might be a little bit strong. $3 maybe? Resistance. I don't think I'd trust this thing for some time. It needs to form more formation here. I'd like it back towards 3, maybe a close above 3, and then a pullback into the 350. That could be okay there. But yeah, it's not a favorite of mine from a TA perspective. It's continuing to make a lower highs, and just because it's pre-market 265 doesn't mean it's going to hold up. So good luck on Torchlight. It is weakening right now. Above $3 would be a good start towards the bullish movement here. Wolf Mabry says Torchlight merging with Meta Materials. Fist pumps each way. That would be good. Well, that news might be able to push you through. Got a new member coming into the Diamond Hands, Brian Jalid. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Diamond Hands Club. Remember to message me with the link that you'll get when you go through. Bloodbath McGrath says smart guy there. I assume you're talking about before. What's going on, Ruben? Ruben spamming. Thanks very much to the mods. David Ellisworth, should I hold Bitcoin? I bought in at 51K. Will it bounce back? Your guess is as good as mine right now. Look, sentiment is coming out of Bitcoin. However, it is above the 48,000. As long as it's above the 48,000, you're looking okay. Above the 48,000 is good. Dar says, have to subscribe and remember at FX Evolution. So many little clickbait and scammy channels. Oh, I do use the clickbait, guys. Don't worry about that. Just pumping their own buy links. That's true. Look, there's a lot of linkies out there. I'm trying to get some deals going with the channel so I can do this way more full time. Remember, I do trade during the Australian market, so it's hard to do it during this time unless I make it worth my while. But hopefully I can make some deals with some quality companies and move forward with that. Nothing wrong with taking a sponsorship. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, selling out a little. But you've got to kind of believe in it. And you've got to use the product. If you don't use the product, I can't tell someone else to go into a product I don't use. That would be bad, in my opinion. Pre-market here, Zoom. We still need to look at the analysis there. Square still holding up. These are the greens. There's not as much greens as there were. On the red side, Moderna now 2.16 down, trading at... What's Moderna trading at? 154. Okay, so it's bounced down quite a lot. A lot of companies I'm not so interested in. The evil EA. Who else out there thinks EA is the worst gaming company in the world? Hands up if you do. Or EA is so bad, they just ruin everything. I'm glad they lost the Star Wars license. They were a terrible, terrible gaming company. Tilray now up 3% pre-market. That makes me a little sad. I was kind of hoping that would hold down. Afria Inc. 2.45. These two move together. Usually Afria will hold and then move after Tilray, but Tilray has the bigger interest from the retail crowd. GameStop now 116.72, down 3%, and AMC is slightly down now, 0.33915. We just want a $9 plus open. That's strong enough, and then we can see what the Robinhooders and everyone else trades in at. Thanks so much to the members that have been joining today as well. It means a lot. We must be getting close on around 80 members on the channel. I don't know where exactly we are, but 80 members is awesome. Can we get to 100? Be even more amazing. Agency is stalled. What is this? Agency is stored in the balls. Okay. Welcome to the Diamond Hands, man. Thanks so much, Agency. Appreciate that. Another donation coming in from Sheriff Malik. You always support the channel. I appreciate that, Sheriff. Do you agree that the EV bubble should go back to the real world soon? 50 to 70%. Can this last without having a serious correction? Please evaluate and check a couple. Look, I'll do a fundamental analysis on it. Look, I've thought for a little while that EVs were in a hideous bubble. Okay, I love Tesla. I think Elon Musk is cool in terms of what he's done. There's no doubt in my longer term mind that yes, I do think EVs are in a bubble. I could be wrong again on this one. I like a lot of hypergrowth stocks. I'm all about the cybersecurity. I'm all about the healthcare. They're my two favorite industries, minerals and precious stuff like that, iron ore. It's been great for a time. I'm out of it now, and I'm just going those hypergrowth stocks for now, and indices, of course. But yeah, look, I do think that they're in for a lot of trouble. There's so many competing companies, and I think also the problem is that governments are going to incentivize certain car manufacturers, okay? I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, but if governments incentivize, let's say China, yeah? China's going to incentivize buying Chinese cars, especially EV cars. Then you're going to have Europe, which may incentivize some of their own ones. Also, Tesla's losing market share in Europe right now, arguably. That's going to be a problem. Tesla rely on government money. They rely on these green credits. I don't think they're going anywhere. But yes, the bubble is here. How long it holds up, I don't know. Worst case scenario for now, I'd say is probably a pullback back to 500. I find it difficult. I find it very, very difficult. But I've been wrong before, and you know, ARK's been right on Tesla and the movement, and the retail community is so powerful. So if Tesla can transition past EV and past the car side, get all those other IPs up, I'm confident in them. But they must get out of the car space and move into all of their other spaces, which is, I think, what ARK's kind of moving towards. Ismail Munajed, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate that. So Sheriff Malik, the yes, I think there could be a correction on the cards here, but maybe not yet. What do people say about EA? Do you hate EA? Ondra doesn't like EA. Mr. Mug says, yes, I don't like EA. Tom, dark mode, please. Kunal says, isn't this dark mode? I thought this was dark mode. We're now only 29 minutes away from the open, so let's have a look at the AMC GME moves here. 911 in the pre-market, 912, and a 117 pre. This is pretty good. Holding up fairly strong. 0.76 down, 2.69 down. We've got a 38.95 for the US 500. We'll load this one. Starlink is the future, D-Man says. Tesla is doing solar roofs. That's correct. Power stations, correct. Software, automated driving, boring tunnels, Neuralink, Brian Stonk says. Yeah, so if they can pull off a lot of those and start earning good revenue off them, Brian, it's going to be amazing. As soon as Giga goes live, it's game over. So as long as they can get these things through, yes. If they can't get them through, the market's impatient, and that's going to be the big problem there. This is the dark mode, yeah. Brian says I'm not wrong on that one. Okay. Starling IPO. Which scanner do I use? Look, scanner-wise, I just use the FinViz scanner. I've also got my own kind of cost scanners that you can use. FinViz scanner is amazingly good. We have to do a stream on this one where we go through the FinViz website and we do a scan together. There's some good things you can do with FinViz. FinViz is a good resource. CoinFin is a good resource. A lot of people ask me, where do I get my comparison charts from? It's CoinFin, free resource, good place to get news as well. So I would suggest that. We're using TradingView here. I'll give you guys a link. If you're thinking of signing up, help me out here. Sign up using my, where the hell's my TradingView link? TradingView is good, guys. So if you do sign up, I don't even know where my link is. Here we go. Click that one before you go to... Oh, wait, wrong one. Dave, can you please put it in the room, man? I don't know where it is. Copy link. There we go. All right, click that one, guys. Get me in your cookies. Help me out on that. Because I like TradingView, and I'm trying to show them that it'd be good to do some stuff together, yeah? So click that link if you want to support the channel. I'll spam it a little bit. There we are. Let's do this donation here. $4.99 from Nerd Elated. $4.99. What do you think about MRVL? Oops. MRVL and Eric Long. Eric. It's like a person's name. Erickson. $12.79. How much data? Let's have a look here. 1 month. Okay. Nice new high. Resistances through 10. That's good. Found the second resistance at 13. Rejected that immediately. There was probably a little bit of maybe short squeeze that came into this for a few moments as well. 2 rejection wicks. Okay, so it opens you up to really being able to see sentiment quickly here. It's right on the correct level. Previous resistance acting as support after that movement came off. It's at the exact correct level that you want to see. Pre-market 0.47. Yeah, I mean, it's right there. Look at all that structure. So now that it's closed above there, at least partially, especially with these last 2 candles on the weekly, I like that. Daily. 4 hour. Forming a little bit of a low bottom. 1 hour maybe. Resistance. Yeah, I mean, I think above $13, you should be looking at more bullish run here. 13.50, 14, maybe a little bit less percentages than a lot of other people are looking at, but Eric looks okay. MRVL, Marvel Tech Group here. Resistance is being broken out above. This is actually a breakout. This is not a bad spot. What is this? 0.46 today, 2.57%. Previous supports, Breading closed out above yesterday. Now, as long as market sentiment holds up today, this should be looking good. Resistance, 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 acting. Let's go to the daily. Just like every other stock, they've come off supports and resistances. They've created little double bottoms and they're at critical resistance into today's market. So I think it's no different to any of the others, like the Apple play, like the Tesla double bottom, anything else. Never too much have sentiment on a lot of these plays as well. Like I might think, yeah, EVs are in a bit of a bubble, but you know, they may not be as well. So look at the price action. And when you see the price action, there's never been a negative price action on Tesla until just recently. It's always been bullish intentions, Tesla to the moon kind of style. And as long as they can continue to meet expectations of the market, they will do well. This is just the same thing. All double bottoms, nice zone, continue to watch the area. Finken79 says, Tesla's new car battery sounds pretty amazing too. They're still way ahead of the competition. Totally agree with you. Brian says, no one even comes close to Tesla. Tesla will remain the king forever. Wow. No, I didn't put you in timeout, Lara. I don't put people in timeout. It'd just be I don't know if a mod did or anything, but sorry if you did get put in one. Yeah, so basically, I do agree with you. Everything looks good. Logan Jacobson says, bro, how long have you been doing stocks? You're amazing, man. I've been doing them for about 12 years, man. So I got into it like you guys. You all got into it through probably the pandemic, 2019, the epic run of Tesla to the first time it hit 1,000. A lot of people got into stocks then. Actually, out of interest, let's do a community thing. When did you get into trading stocks? Give us the month and the year. So for me, 2008, September. I didn't do it, Lara. I didn't do it. I'm telling you. A mod can do it. I didn't do it. Bloodbath McGrath says, lol, don't spam. Yeah. Yes, robo-taxis will be huge for Tesla's revenue. So this is the thing. We got to ask the question. Do we think they're in a little bit of a bubble? Potentially. If they can't pull these revenue streams off. Just remember, the stock market is an impatient, evil demon. All that you're going to get is if you see the robo-taxis as a premium and it keeps getting sold down, is you can take all of those miles that they've got on the clock and push them through, which is awesome.
I'll take your entire stock.
So you can just get it at a better deal. Here come the times that come in here. 2019 Jan. Doesn't surprise me there, Daryl. 1982 from Hobie Control Lines. Wow, 1982. Before me, you've got more experience than I do. March 2020, Social. 04 2020. Friday. Randy Walsh Friday, really? No. Randy. Wow, look at you. Just getting back into the stocks. Getting to the November 2009, Steve Randall's pretty similar to me then. 12 years old from Trio. Well, I could say 14 years old for myself, but truly 2008. January 2019, 2017, 1982 as we had, 19, 18, 20, 20. This is really interesting. Cool. Yeah, great to have so many people just getting into it for now. D-Man says Starlink can become more than Amazon, more than Comcast, more than Netflix combined. It is the future. Can't stop the signal. And that's the thing. It's a hypergrowth stock. Now you guys loving it. Don't worry. I don't hate. 1,750 people here. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got over 1,000 likes for the stream. We are now only 21 minutes away. We've got a donation coming in here from Arnold Stantis. SGD $5. Thanks so much, Arnold. PayPal, please, Tom, and thanks. No worries. We'll check that out. Ismail says 2004 first investment was AAPL. Sold in 2007 and thought I made a killing. So you probably sold for about $200. I remember buying when you bought, you probably bought around the iPod, yeah? And you were like, yeah, I like this iPod. I'm going to buy it. iTunes iPod makes sense. I remember buying Apple for $70, $80 during the GFC. I sold it for $400. Dumb. Are you famous? Casey Turner says. I don't think I'm famous. You got to stay humble regardless, Casey. Even if you were. Let's have a look at PayPal here. We just got a donation for this one. PayPal Holdings moving up nicely. It's already done the double bottom. It's already had that double bottom broken through. Found the new point here. 275 in the pre-market, 0.86. A double bottom usually predicts that the movement should be the distance of the double bottom at least. So in these hypergrowth stocks, which we all love so much, it's predicting like a 283. Things are looking good here for PayPal. You're still getting a bit of a discount on where it was. Where did it go to? So it gave you a January discount. It's just been such a good stock. What an insane beast. 2 weeks ago, says J-Rock. D-Man says, truth, it's Skynet. Well, I don't know if I want to invest in Skynet, man. Then I'll send Terminators after me. I don't know if I want to do that. BitConnect coming in from Baron. Oh, man. I love BitConnect so much. Where is the Carlos? It probably he dings me if I play it, but Carlos and BitConnect was way too good. Lara Hayward says, me too, Casey, loves stocks and want to learn more. Well, that's great, Lara. I'm glad you want to do that. So yeah, PayPal finding structure, breaking through. It looks really strong here. From a technical perspective, you can't really fault it. If Tesla does a similar thing to this as well, remember we're looking for a close above 744 to get us back into the 800. There will be selling off these points, so maybe selling here. And then if it moves up, there'll be some selling here. The only time you got to really be worried about Tesla is underneath these zones. But pre-market here, we're a little bit over 15 minutes to go. Gotham Bag says December 2017. Well, let's just get back on these two for a moment. Up 57% to date. Did not have the capital nor the means to invest before the age of 29. Wish I started in 2010 at FX Evolution. Yeah, I think I wish I even started earlier. So I started around that time, but you make a lot of rookie mistakes when you're trading. And part of the reason I created this channel and part of the reason we run courses on fxevolution.com and stuff is to try to teach you some of the things that I've made bad mistakes doing. Have I made 10 grand, 20 grand in 30 seconds? Yeah. Have I lost it in 30 seconds? Yeah. I've done it both. And you don't want to fall into the same trap. Sometimes the slow and steady, picking the quality and ticking all the check boxes is the key to success over lifetime. Glenn Ang says CrowdStrike. I do love the CrowdStrike. The mods are gone. What happened to the mods? Oh, God. Come on, guys. Be all right in the room. No worries. Ken says, give us a quick sales pitch on some of your training products. Oh, I don't think I need to do too much of a sales pitch. Look, I'll show you guys this. All right. I'll show you. I don't sell on this channel very much. All right. So this is our Discord community. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of messages coming in. Check them out after the stream. So here it is. And you'll notice down here, we've got all the private sections. And of course, US American stock, options, crypto section, all the Forex. So we do have a lot of Forex community. We also run a trading competition every month, which starts with 20 grand and I'll up it to 25 grand next month. And then I'll up it to 30 grand as we meet the reels. And basically lucky members get to win that as they submit their trading signals, I guess, or trading things that they're looking at. So it's all about really trying to do the course. We've constructed it. I won't sell it too much more than that, but we have a community there. It's pretty cool. So if you want to join it, definitely get in. PLTR and VLDR. Look, Brian, we've certainly done that one quite a few times. Tim Hall, $5. I'm sure you've probably covered Square already, but what are your thoughts on their banking announcement? Yeah, that was a pretty big deal. So let's bring that up. Square News. I'll bring this one up for you. Where is this one? Square's in-house bank. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I was thinking the other day how much I truly hate the big banks in some ways. Some of the big banks, they piss me off because I've had some run-ins recently with them. And I would actually, as a millennial myself, I would love to use a new technology bank where, imagine this, I could have my crypto wallet, all my stuff together. I could also do a transaction and actually put descriptions in and get things done. I like this movement a lot, and I think this is a big move that should be good. So Square's, of course, shares rose after hours trading due to the fact that they're saying they're going to create an industrial bank operations. I think it's a good move for them. Their main purpose of Square's in-house bank will be to offer business loans and deposit products. Makes sense. The company said in the statement, banking services. So this is the new fintech banks that are coming through. Square, I like Square because the original founders, they have the Apple design. I liked them back in 2009, 2010. Just the program and the actual like little thing that you plug into your phone was awesome. So I'm a big fan of it, and I think it's a good bit of news. Let's have a look at Square in the announcements. In the technical analysis world. Pre-market 251. Okay, pretty good zone. In the middle between two levels. We did do Square before. We had 240 on the support side, so a bounce down might attract the 240. A bounce up, 260, probably some selling there, and a movement through to the 280. So some strong levels coming through for Square both ways. 240, 260, 280. You're getting a rule here. Every 20 bucks, 220. Look, every 20 bucks. That's all that matters. We did this last week. You can go back, watch the streams. These are the zones. Beautiful buying pressure here. There was a lot of buying off the first one. Buy wick, buy wick, buy wick. So we know 240, now that it's broken through, should act as some form of nice, strong support. 251, I'm not that big on that price. If the market does decline today, you might even see a 241 during it. Big news. I like it a lot. Johnny Knoxville, $5. Top of the morning to a fellow MotoGP fan. Thanks very much, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny and I were talking after stream about Phillip Island and where I grew up down there. MotoGP down there. David Franklin, Canadian, $5. Keep it up. Thanks so much, David. Appreciate the support from all you guys today. Thanks as well to the 1,815 viewers we have here. Let's do a pre-market. 12 minutes to go. AMC 912. GME 117. The actual stock market itself, US 500, literally on the resistance straight in. This was the kind of prediction that we thought it would happen. We'll go to the 4-screener now. Let's bring up the 4-screener. Actually, we'll use this one for the 4-screener. Okay, there we go. We'll switch it across. Live market into this. US 500 at the resistance. Just like yesterday, it was at the resistance, 38.60. First close through. There was no stopping it after that point. Here we have the resistance being tested. We'll put Tesla on the bottom because Tesla's always an interesting one to start off with. We'll go a 5-minute chart on Tesla. Pre-market 713 and AMC and GME on the left. What do you guys think? Is it time to be hyped one last time into the market open? Christian Flores says, big dip incoming. Like spike hype. It's Probot. Thanks for all your support. No worries, David. Thank you. You got a beautiful purple diamond there. Pump up time, Rob Biggs says. It's getting close, Rob Biggs. We're 11 minutes off the open. What software am I using? Does anyone know? I'm using TradingView. If you click this link and then you go back to it at some other point, then that does help out the channel. It is a paid software if you want to go past the free. I do suggest that you consider paying. Top tip, load it up, free trial it. Don't accept the free trial, then do it, and you'll get a better deal. That's a bit of a top tip. November 2020, but come back from FX for 10 to plus years. Wow, yeah. So FX is where you started. It's a good area. 3,900 pre-market, Tesla 713, AMC 912. The big story for AMC and GME was daily closes. Like this one here were actually green for the first time, showing that there were some diamond hands. There were some bag holders at this zone. That's good. Pre-market is down on those. We'll dial into the 5-minute charts here. Actually, we'll probably go to a 1-minute chart for AMC. Really get down there. Sid, you there? We're on the 1 minute for you, man. Chase LeBlanc says Cardano is doomed with that Mary Fork time to jump ship and head to ETH. ETH is holding a lot stronger here. 15.85. Look at ETH hold up. 0.89% up. Bitcoin 49.414. But actually, both XRP and ETH have been holding strong. 39.01 pre-market for US 500. Miles Way Jackson, do the trial, then don't buy, and then they give you a better deal. Yeah, it's true, Miles. Rhetorical question from Tom. Should we play the intro again? Oh, we'll do it. Guys, I don't ban you, but I mean, the mods are just trying to do their deal. If you're spamming or something, it'll happen. Rashad Waddell says, if you released your intro, it would make the world's top 100. Well, I didn't make that music. That music's on a service you pay for. I just chopped it out and used it. I actually got inspiration somewhere else. Someone will know here. JCI5M3 at FX Evolution. Apologies if you already looked it up. Thoughts on LKCO. All right, we'll do that quickly for you, man, because I know you support the channel quite a lot. LCKO. What? Oh, LKCO. LKCO. It doesn't look good, man. A whole bunch of lower highs, dude. That's bad. Lower highs all the way through into the supports. You don't have that quick buying momentum like you did last time. I would want to see more. I would also want to see all these lower highs get taken out. So basically the trend line down. I would like to see a zone where it breaks through this. Maybe you get through like $1.80. I don't like this zone at all. What market cap size is this? 407 million. Big pump, big dump. It's at the correct area, being $1.50, but it could also go to $1. Don't catch the falling knife on this one. I think I'd wait for more information. 39.02 now. Rocket will drop on opening right, Jesse says. RKT, where's it actually opening at? So before we were talking about 30. RKT is pretty simple to me. It's actually just a giant channel. So I got the two horizontal lines through. You could take the 20, you could take down here if you wanted to. You effectively get the trend movement through that middle. You take that out, extrapolate it, and you get the 30. All right, guys, 7 minutes here until the open. Ooh, will we get bullish pressure or will we get bearish pressure by the close today? Will the bulls win? Bulls winning, 39.30 will be the win zone. Close above that, very strong. Bears dominating it back down. 38.60 is where they're going to fight with the bulls again. And anywhere close in the middle of this zone is just kind of like a nothingness day in the TA world. AMC, GME, we want to see strong movement in the first 30 minutes. That creates the sentiment and gets us moving.
Take your entire stock.
Fanman Trading View, which trial do you take? Pro plus or premium? I've got premium, but you probably just take pro. The cheap one. The cheap paid one is the one you'd go with. Chase LeBlanc, $4.99. SCR, please. We'll do SCR, then we'll get hyped. SCR. Thank you very much, Chase LeBlanc, for the donation. I assume we're going to be looking at it on the Nasdaq, unless you tag me in a minute and say no. Score Media and Gaming. So fairly new. Nice move today, 31.36. This is a tough one to actually give you technical analysis on because we have no data on this, man.
I'll take your entire
But that's
stock.
a nice movement up. Look at the 1 hour. 15 minutes. Oh, yeah. Okay. 31.36, 33 high, 32. So the pre-market's so strong here that we just don't have that much information. This is clearly a breakout. There's some crazy volume here for whatever reason. It's just not got much data on it, so I would like to see a movement up. By the way, I also want to just give an alert out there. There are some specific stocks, because I've been contacted for them, I won't let them out, that are contacting me asking for, they're offering me good dollars to try to spruik them. Just be careful of spruiking around because some people may take that money and it's dangerous. So be careful with that, yeah? It's like 2017 crypto coins again, where people were spamming stuff. 31.35, I could see maybe going back to a 33.50. If it does pull down after this kind of hype, this 29.30, 29.50 zone should act as some resistance support for you. So it could be a good buying area. Not bad. All right, let's get the movement up here. Let's get the intro. You guys hyped. Not long now till we get open. Hopefully we get a green day for people that are in the stocks. If you want declines, maybe a broader decline, but not on the stocks of the members of the community, yeah? Here we go. Get ready. Tizer says, that's very genuine of you, top bloke. Well, actually, I think it's more than just genuine. The problem is that if you start spruiking that stuff, you know, these have real ramifications. You don't want to be doing that, man. I would not do that. I will take sponsorships, but again, I'd rather take it from somebody I prefer. Tilray here, 2.93%. Afria, 2.45%. Sundial, 2.22%. Palantir, 0.97%. You guys hyped? We're ready. 3 minutes into the open, 0.33 for AMC. GameStop 2.82 down, 117. It's not too bad. Remember, it held up yesterday. Screener time. What is green? What is not green? Of the big ones, Zoom, SEA, Square. That big news from Square. I think it's inevitable they move into all spaces. They'll probably have some crazy wallet where you'll be able to hot swap a whole bunch of different cryptos into fiat and everything. It just makes logical sense to me. DocuSign, Teladoc. Nice movement. I'm happy with that. Good work, Teladoc. Okta results later on this week. I wonder where Snowflake's trading as well. Have a little Snowflake. And then we'll go to those donations. We'll probably do the donations straight. Oh, what am I doing? Snowflake. There we are. Pre-market flat as attack. That has earnings this week. It's straight on resistance support zone. Oh, I'll be watching that. We'll check that out probably more tomorrow. Okay, 2 more minutes. Let's go to the donations that I missed there. What have we got? Chase LeBlanc, SCR, please. Okay, Chase, we'll do it very, very soon. Did I do SCR? Not sure. And then we've also got a donation coming in from MK, SPCE. We'll do SPCE very, very quickly. Oh, we did SCR. SPCE. This is space. 1 week. My thought process was instantly, it's come back to the previous highs. The biggest problem I have here is that I want to see consolidation around this zone. We'll come back. We're too close to the open. 129.55. I'll get the bell ready for everybody. What do you guys think is going to happen today? Up or down? What do you guys think is going to go on?
Wall Street, 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 Wall Street. Now my stock rising, got the eyes on me. Wall Street.
All right, here we go, guys. We've got 15 seconds. Al, snap a ton. Welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Here we go. 129.54. 6 seconds, guys. 6 seconds. And we're open. There's the bell. That beautiful sound. 39.04 for S&P 500. Tesla opening at a 7.18. AMC holding a 9.10 on the open. 9.15. Whoa, look at it go round. Some volume from the Robinhood players. 1.18 GME. Let's quickly load up this Webull screener. What did we get on the opens? Looks like it froze. It's literally frozen for me. Percentage change. SEA 8.72, Zoom 7.17, holding up. Square 4.75, Teladoc still holding at 3, DocuSign, CrowdStrike, another one of my favorites, moving up here to 1.53, Splunk up. All of the hypergrowth stocks moving nicely. Tesla not in that crowd just yet in terms of percentage changes. Wayfair, Moderna taking a cop. And there are a few here. Enphase Energy, that is an overpriced stock, guys. That is crazy, Enphase Energy. 3904. What's the Nasdaq doing? Let me bring that Nasdaq on. 13,295. This is a 15-minute. Put it in the daily perspective. AMC falls to under 9. Needs to hold here. You want to see buying pressure around this zone. Certainly a 1-minute chart. Let's go to 15-minute. Try to get the structure ready for it. Ooh, that's not a good start for AMC. You want buying right now. We might have to bring the fence out on AMC if it keeps falling here. Tesla 717, trying to deal with this little bit of resistance here from yesterday. 716, 717 resistance. Sell pressure coming through. US 100 did go down during the Asian session, but it is recovering. 15-minute there is what will load. US 500 3903. Ding, 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 ding. Says, way high, dude, man. Thanks so much to the 1,876 viewers. We are live. We are ready. We are experiencing the first 15 minutes of the market moving forward. For AMC GME holders, all you need, sentiment in the first half an hour is so important. Here's what the community thinks. Down, down, sideways, up, up, down, down. It is a 50% crowd from the ups and the downs. Brian Stonk says AMC will hold. It's because I was theoretically drawing the this, yeah? We gotta draw the fence. The fence is there. That is some hideous fence, but that's okay. The hype song is always fun. Yep. Remember, if you've got memes for the hype song that you want me to put in the back, send them through. Join the private Discord community. Oh, sorry, the public Discord community. Let me get you a quick little link for that. Create invite. 1 second, just getting it ready for everyone. I actually forgot to tag it at the top. There we are. If you want to join, go in there, put in the memes that you want in there. I'll have a look and I'll chuck them through. Market now shedding some of the gains. 3,900 holding up. Sid's there on the 1 minute. He's pushing it down. Let's go and answer some of these questions. So we had SPCE coming from MK, and I think we did the other one. So we'll do SPCE in just a few moments. The fence is holding. The electric fence. Yeah, I got electrocuted by an electric fence. I remember I jumped a fence once, fell on the other side, got my leg stuck in it. Oh my God. I was on the ground just getting smashed by it. It was at my uncle's place. And he didn't have a normal wattage. He was all in on electrocuting you. SOS moving up according to Bloodbath McGrath. Do we have SOS in the bottom here? No. Probably should add that one. So let me get rid of Roku for a second. Bring SOS up here. Tag it up as a purple. Tag GME as a purple as well. So some speculatives there. Tilray holding a 26.99 makes me sad because I should have been floating around on that one. Sundial 6% as well. SOS holding a 23.47. Very nice there. AMC holding 9. GME 117. Tesla's not looking strong. It's not looking strong, but it's not looking incredibly weak. Look, Tesla gave the first bear signal I've ever seen on it for a year. When it gave that bear signal, you knew it was in for a little bit of pain train. ARK really held it up. ARK certainly held it up quite a lot there. I got rid of the fence there for a minute just because we're going to go to SPCE. So this is down 1.66%. MK requested this one. Thanks again for the donation there. Here is the resistance of the previous period in 2020. Then we had the resistance back in, what's that, November, and then the huge run with everyone thinking space is the future. And it is, but maybe not now. This could be an industry that comes through a little bit later. My opinion only there. What I think about this is it's prone to pumps and dumps, and then pump and a dump. Then it stabilizes and gets boring for a while. So I would like to see some structure formed around here. When you see structure, then after that structure is broken above, let's say it gets above 40, I'd be much more excited about buying SPCE because we know it has some very quick gains to be made on it as a trade or a partial investment. So for me, SPCE, it's at the right zone, but I would like to see further structure on the daily time frame and get it around that area. Supposedly, big hammer here on AMC. Yeah, 9:14, 15 minutes. Let's go check the fiver. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. That's Thor's hammer, guys. Thor's hammer with a quick, slight movement up. Let's see if we get a bullish closure candle in the next 4 minutes with Thor's hammer. Yesterday, we had to create double Thor's hammers just to even get up. US 100 now diving a little bit. What's this? 13,306 down to a 13,247. We're now 38.97 on US 500 as well. Tesla 709.83. Here's a question for you guys. Do you think that I should talk this much when the open happens, or should I be slow? Johnny Knoxville says at FX Evolution, do you have any social media accounts we can follow you? Instagram, Twitter. Look, we have a like a Facebook and Instagram. We just basically post kind of like normal content there just to keep the business moving. Twitter, I will be using. There should be a Twitter link. I'll start posting there my thoughts on different types of information. Also on TradingView, I do have some stuff. So if you follow through on this link, I'll just provide now. I do post little snippets on TradingView. Whoa, it went off the screen, guys. 9:36. Look at this. Okay. The bullish hammer is good. 9:36. So at the same time as Tesla's falling and the market's falling, the squeeze continues on up. Takula Kevin says, please talk. I'll listen to you and then look at my charts. That's probably what I'd be doing. It's like play-by-play. Yeah, that's what I think of it as, like going to the horse races or something. Thanks so much as well to the 1,829 viewers that we've got at the stream right now. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for getting us above 1,000 likes as well today. Cooler, $5. I'm kind of retarded. Can you give me... I don't know if you want to call yourself that, man. Rundown of RKT again. Do you see it holding at 30 or crashing back down? I see that being a sell point for RKT. So we'll go back over it, but this is an interesting turn of events. Some selling here in the Nasdaq. The S&P 500's holding up. I want to bring up Koifin for this because we can do some real live play-by-plays there using Koifin. You guys will enjoy this one. Let's load up RKT. Oh yeah, IBI sell. Yeah, that hit, boys. Yeah, this is that hit for sure. 19.25%, just underneath at a 29.50, 29.60 zone. Yeah, look, what my thought process generally is on these ones is, from any TA expert or anyone that's traded for a while, I'd find it very hard to hold it past this level. Look, sometimes you're going to get it wrong, so you might want to portion out, but that is a technical sell zone around this 30, 29, 50 area. It's a technical sell zone. There's going to be a lot of lines there, so maybe look at the lines in your trading platform. I can't do that with you just yet, but when you do look at the lines, have a look how many people are selling at the $29.90, $20, $30, etc. If there's a wall at 30, which I'd expect there would be, then it's going to be hard to press through there. And I usually find as well is, let's say it gets through 30, it usually will come back down, retest from the top down, and then make the move to the next area. All right, I'm loading Koifin up now. Here comes the test. We'll go back to the GME AMC situation with Tesla. So Tesla's showing weakness, 708. That's pushing around this one. What's Apple doing? AAPL copying it. Remember, Apple's about 11% of the Nasdaq and Tesla's about 5%. So one of the cool things you can do here, when you have Koifin, and again, free thing, I don't know who the hell owns this, but it's cool. Check out this. We can actually, we can explode this line And we can see in real time exactly what's happening here. Look at this. How cool is this? I think this is awesome. What a cool piece of software for free. IWM 0.77 down. Nasdaq 0.47 down. SPX 0.2. I should bring this into the analysis during the day when we first start. Look at it go. So cool how it plots. Love it. Today's market, we can also even plot these bits. And it's live. Look at this. All the sectors. Tech sector getting beaten down early. Industrials. My two favorite sectors. What are you guys doing? Real estate. In the US, real estate's not a very protected market. Financials. Energy still one of the better ones. And materials up here. But yeah, we can plot all of them live. Look at them go. That's really off the races. It's just lines, but it's a lot of fun. So Koifin, well worth having on your charts. What do you guys think about that? You like that one? Add RKT to the play-by-play. Okay, we'll chuck it over here. I'll get rid of... I need Net and Square because I like those companies. Let's just say I like those stocks. RKT will be added. Let's add Rocket over here. Bring that up into the specs. Put a little purple on it. 28.71. So it's sold off slightly there. Me and all the other nasty people that would sell on technicals probably are selling. Hey Arnold, $2. Talk like those fast-speaking auctioneers. I can't even talk as fast as some of the Texan auctioneers. There's some like Texas auctions or something. Man, hey Arnold. It's like crazy. So cooler, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, I thought 30 or around 30 was really resistance. And then I expect a decline at that point. And then if it does get breakthrough, you usually get another chance from the top down to get back in if you want to. BTC testing 50. Yeah, BTC's 49,437 at the moment. The bears are moving. The bears are having a crack. 38.92.93 for the US 500. AMC's first, almost 15 minutes now. The sentiment is good. GME 126. That's pretty nice as well. 126. Look, GME is getting started. 4.42. We're looking at only 1.53 or 1.43 up in AMC. It seems to be the way. If the market's going down, GME and AMC just keep squeezing up. Timothy Hammond says AMC to 1,000. Timothy, I love your optimism, but we need to have a little bit lower expectations. Thomas says, why are you only doing meme stocks? What is this? Well, I wouldn't say Apple's a meme stock and Tesla's a meme stock. Look, I'll do whatever the community wants at the time. Right now, the interest is in AMC and GME. I'll go there because it's interesting, but it's not always going to be this way. It's not always going to be the specs on the right-hand side here. We'll go back to the boring ones at some point. I like it all. I think there's opportunity in everything. You just need to know what you're trading. This is a gamble, and you should only ever trade it with gambling money that you can afford to lose a huge portion. AMC is probably less gambly because there is a fair base underneath it. But we know what they are, and once you know what they are, you know the dangers. How high do you think AMC could go? Well, I think 12, 16, and 20 are all fair targets. I think 20 is going to be incredibly hard because you won't be able to get the same series of events that we got the first time. So I'm thinking 12 and 16 are quite doable there. GME to 10K, Garrett says. Oh, Garrett, nice. GME price prediction. Yeah, so let's go through the GME one. We didn't do it today. I feel like I'm kind of just regurgitating it constantly. We just keep talking about it. 160, 158 is the next target for this. If it holds up, let's say we bust through these previous highs. What is this yesterday? 134. If we get through that, we should move up to the 158, 160. On the left-hand side, back in Feb, we had some problems around that zone. Back earlier, if you keep going out, it's only a 5-minute chart. Let's go to a 4-hour. You'll notice the wicks here. The wicks here, it barely held above. Get through 160 or the 200. You get through there, probably around a 270, 280 zone. And then you get through there and you're going back to the 380. Don't ask me why these areas are so crazy. But yeah, the 160 is a critical zone that it must close above and hold on a daily. You get that, the aftermarket is going to be it's going to be nuts. Do you know how many short sellers will have their problems in here? Heaps of them. So then you fill the gaps. And we've seen that before on GME and AMC. Once you get through the critical resistance, it opens the floodgates of them executing back in. Brian says AMC probably has higher sentiment considering their locations will be opening on Friday. So I don't think it is as memey as GME. That's correct. It has a better base in it. And it's not like it's never been $9 before. GME's just never been these prices before. US 500, 38.96 going back to test. The resistance, still the Nasdaq is the weaker. Let's have a look at the pre-market changes now. So tech stocks continuing to lead kind of the downturn when the market does start falling a little bit. SEA and Zoom. Zoom now only up 3.86%. Square still holding a 3.32. CrowdStrike still holding 1. On the downside here, we have Shopify 2%, Roku 2% down. That wasn't there before. Tesla also a 1.4%. So being led by many. Okta now down 2% as well. Wow. The tech stocks are beating down, but as we saw in the Koifin chart when we looked at the sectors, it's just tech. Look, tech 0.83% down, real estate 0.67%, utilities, industrials, everything else is green to up. So it's not a broad-based sell-off at this stage. It's just technology and real estate that are getting beaten down. Bloodbath McGrath, what's that about, man? Can you check out IGC? All right, I'll do it for you, man. Can't stop, won't stop GameStop. Is that right? Am I too late to hop on the bandwagon and buy a couple of shares in GMA? GMA or GameStop? Yeah. I mean, you need to be aware of what you're getting into, yeah? Up to you, man. I'm not going to tell anyone to do anything with these stocks. They terrify me to a degree, but that's just because I like to know that I've got some fair value underneath stuff. Otherwise, I treat it as a gambling stock. Brian, where was your... Or Bloodbath, where was your question here? Was it IGA? Oh, I can't find it. IGC. Okay. Whoa, did you see that fall that just happened there? 28.34 on RKT. So it hit the target that we had. You should never, ever target exactly 30. Look at the lines. It hit that target, selling off a little bit. IGC here for Bloodbath. India Globalization Capital. I assume that's it. Yeah, okay. Just very quickly here, Bloodbath. Finding a trend line. Quick resistance through the weekly. I wouldn't class this one because, remember, it gapped up and instantly sold down. So there's a zone here at the 230 that's struggling through. Go down to the daily. Series of higher lows. Kind of looks like a ascending triangle. Every single time it's broken through, it's been fake. Notice that the daily did break through and close above though, so you can't use that. Therefore, only a weekly close above this zone will trigger purchasing. And that purchasing may take you to a 3 or a 350. Good luck on that one. Here we go. 13,188. So some selling pressure sustained coming through the Nasdaq. Tesla now 702, guys. 702. Wow. AMC 915, 914. GME holding up at a 126. Koifin definitely a go-to. Yeah, absolutely. It's great. See you, Casey. Wrestling Track says, I say invest in MGM. I haven't looked at an MGM chart in a while. MGM. Ah, I see. So you're liking it because it's hitting back that resistance from January earlier. Yeah, look. The only real way that these resorts can do well is online gambling apps. I feel like that's their main growth curve. I'm not sure if MGM can get it. How legalized is gambling in America at the moment? Sports gambling. 38 resistance, no close above yet. So maybe a pullback and then a movement forward off the 20. See the 20 hit twice. 1, 2, 3, question mark. Could be worthwhile looking at. MGM's interesting. We better get the fence out again because AMC is starting to get brutal. 13,187. To put this in perspective, it's a 15-minute chart. Let's go to the 1 hour on the Nasdaq. I'm watching the Nasdaq more than the S&P because we saw that tech is under fire more than the broad-based sell-off. FX, MasterCard bought Bitcoin, lol, just a FYI. Just then they bought it? Why wouldn't the price go up? I thought MasterCard were having a whinge about Bitcoin the other day. AMC gamma squeeze today? I'm not sure. I mean, the good start to the sentiment was good. Usually half an hour, the first half an hour holds the sentiment for the day. The market is falling at this stage. Christopher Tarrell says all casinos have apps now. Yeah, they just need to get that market share and then you need the states to pull through. It's extremely legal. Extremely legal in all states or just some states? The private Federal Reserve of the United States of America is your gambling app. Yeah, that's true, Biggles. It's coming to New York this year. That's good news. Well, there is valid cases then for that. AMC turning around. We'll get the little fence out. There we go. We're drawn underneath. That means it can't fall. 13,188 here. New low would trigger further wave of selling. So if we move this up, what was that time? 8:14 now. So if a new wave of selling occurs, it's going to be because we get past this support. 50 exponential on the 1 hour chart. Underneath this will trigger selling pressure, and the selling pressure could be quite severe, maybe down to a 13,000 for the Nasdaq. I've never seen this kind of spam in here. Short sell BTC. Really? Whoever said short sell BTC before? Wall Street Bets seems to be pumping RKT for some reason. Might be a good idea to get some puts on it. That's a valid thing, Tech. Yeah, it doesn't last for long, does it? 29.40 right now for RKT. We saw in stock tweets before in the ranking. The ranking was pretty massive for RKT. Up number 1, price change. Chem Farm, we didn't look at that today. Neo as well. Zoom. Most active AMC, SOS, GME, and RKT also. We'll look at the percentage increase. 51% higher message volume. I'm sure it's all like to the moon. It's all glorious. I do love stock tweets. It's so funny. Probably my preferred over Reddit, actually. 7:05. New low confirmed closed for Tesla, AMC, GME, and all the others kind of moving around. All right, guys. Well, I think what we're going to do now is I just want to say a big thank you to the 1,700 people joining us. Thanks for over 1,000 likes. Today's sentiment so far looks relatively negative. GME is holding green, though. AMC is holding its own as much as possible. Bitcoin testing levels 48,000. If it breaks under and closes under 48,000, I think we could be back to the 45s before you know it. ADA, quite a lot of negativity in the room today towards that one. So possibly after this fork, it may fall off. ETH is relatively strong. I've seen that. Tesla, yeah, well, the time will tell. So we'll call it a night there for me. We'll call it a morning for you guys, or an afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. We'll see you again tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. my time, about 3 hours before the market open. We'll be talking about everything to do with the market. And I'll leave you guys with, of course, some hype music to get you through the day. Let's do it. To the moon on some stocks, guys. Possibly to the dumpster on others. Here we go. Thanks so much for all the new members today as well. Stonk Squad, Diamond Hands, you guys have been amazing. It's Probot says, you are the man, Tom. Always great stuff. Yes, I'm live tomorrow. Bad luck, Sid. All right, see you guys. You have a very good time. I'll just quickly answer a few questions here in the ending scene. Christopher Terrell says, what did you say there, Christopher? It's in 14 states at the moment. I think it's a big growth opportunity. I do think it's a big growth opportunity. That's for gambling. You can bet in 14 states. A few people saying good night. Good night to all of you. Gravity Fall says a big thank you from here. Have a great night and best ever trades all the time. Yeah, well, hopefully we can keep it going. Keep the movement going. All right, guys. Catch you for now. Thanks so much.